Texas Tech Red Raiders bring their high-octane air raid offense to the desert to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. It's a Big 12, Big 10 showdown next on NFL Network. Tempe, Arizona, the new home for the 18th annual Insight Bowl. We've got the Texas Tech Red Raiders out of the Big 12 taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers out of the Big 10. And welcome to the broadcast booth. It is my pleasure to welcome Dick Vermeil back to the college game. And Coach, as we looked at the numbers for Texas Tech, doing the research and what have you, it's astounding what makes this so-called air raid attack so effective.
Well, Darren, they do everything it takes to throw the ball an average of 50 times a game extremely well. First off, they pass protect. The quarterback is very, very accurate. The receivers all catch the difficult balls, and then they run extremely well after the catch. They stretch you from sideline to sideline, from the line of scrimmage to the end zone. They throw on every down, and the other thing is the opponent doesn't get the defense this kind of offense very often, so it's tough.
And it's amazing when you look at Graham Harrell, what he's been able to do.
Yeah, it is.
The sophomore has been leading this offensive attack. Third down has been a question mark for Mike Leach's group.
Well, I know it, but they don't have many third downs. They go first down, second down, first down, second down. Get him on third down and stop him, then you're doing a good job.
The Texas Tech Red Raiders, here you see them out of the Big 12 Conference with a record of 7-5. They have won 2 of their last 3. They are really playing well coming down the stretch. You see it's the 7th consecutive bowl appearance for Mike Leach. Let's talk about the Minnesota Golden Gophers, a traditional attack. And when you look at their defense, pass defense is not necessarily their forte, but they do it in other ways, Coach.
Well, I think first they'd like to try to maintain ball control tonight and keep the Tech offense on the bench and eat up the clock. Now, eventually they're going to have to play pass defense, and when they do it, they're going to try to disrupt the rhythm by getting after the quarterback, making him move, disrupt the patterns downfield with the variations of coverage, and then they're going to try to do an extremely good job of tackling the receiver when he catches it.
And here come the Minnesota Golden Gophers, 6-6. They won their final 3 games of the Big 10 season to qualify for a bowl game, and it's the 5th straight year that Glenn Mason has his Gophers bowling. So it should be a good one. Texas Tech against Minnesota, the kickoff coming up next. Their best football coming down the stretch. Texas Tech, as we mentioned, making their 7th consecutive bowl appearance. Alex Flanagan caught up with the head coach.
All right, Coach, this is the first time that these 2 teams have ever played each other. What is the biggest challenge that Minnesota presents?
You know, I think the biggest challenge is how we play. We just worry about how we play, but the biggest challenge, everybody's been on the shelf for a month and a half, and now we're going to see how it comes out.
How important is momentum in this game?
It's important, you know, seizing it and keeping it.
All right, Coach.
All right.
Texas Tech and Mike Leach, Darren, looking for their first win against a Big 10 team.
Thank you very much, Alex. Coach, he's kind of unorthodox.
He's an original piece of work. I really enjoyed his press conference yesterday and how he talked. He said, you know, I'm not a morning guy. You know, I don't like mornings.
Well, he's certainly a contrast to the head coach over with Minnesota, Glenn Mason. He has really turned the program around with the Golden Gophers, created a lot of high expectations. Back down to the 3rd member of our crew, Alex Flanagan.
All right, Coach Mason, when you face a team like this offensively, what is the most important thing for you to execute defensively?
Well, we like to keep them off the field. We like our offense to execute them. They're world-renowned for their passing attack. I'm very impressed with their wide receivers. They can turn that 5-yard gain into a 20-yard gain. You can't stop them. You just got to keep playing.
Knowing how quickly they can score and how much they score, how much pressure is there on you to score?
Well, the main thing we want to do is keep them on the field, off the field, and us on the field. You know, we are what we are. We're a run attack. We like to mix it up, but we've got to do what we've done to get us here.
All right, Coach Mason and the Minnesota Gophers looking to extend their 3-game winning streak, Darren.
Thank you very much, Alex. They played so well down the stretch, Coach. What do you think about what his strategy is going to be in this one?
Well, I think he knows that they have a little more speed overall team-wise, and it's going to be some problems. But if he can execute his plan of trying to stay on the field, don't turn the ball over, and they've led the country in taking the ball away. They're plus 16 in the giveaway takeaway ratio. If they can slow them down on third downs and then steal it with a takeaway, I think they've got a chance. But otherwise, they're going to have a tough time, like everybody else has, like Oklahoma had, like Texas had, of slowing down this pass offense.
It's interesting, when we were meeting with the coaches yesterday, they had just as many questions for you. I know you think there are some certain keys to the game that can determine the outcome, right?
Well, there are always keys, they're television keys and they're coaching keys, and you sort of put them together. But the number one thing, Tech, to do what they've got to do, they've got to continue to protect the quarterback like they have, and they have to force the Gophers to get out of balance, throw them off whack. Don't let them do what they want to do and just run the ball and eat up the clock.
How about Minnesota? What do they have to do to win this one?
Well, ball control, no question, plus the turnover margin, minimize the yards after the Tech receivers catch it, and get a big play in their kicking game. Dominic, they have a very fine kick returner, and they do a great job, but Dominic Jones is explosive. If he get a big play there, they could win the ball game.
Well, Texas Tech has won the toss. They have opted to receive.
That doesn't surprise you, does it?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Of course, Matt Spade, you take a look at the All-American John Mackey Award winner, top tight end in college football. He actually played 3 games with a separated shoulder, decided to have the surgeries, getting ready for the NFL Combine, Coach, and they won't have him available tonight.
And most players would have opted to get the surgery earlier so they would be 100% by the Combine. That shows you what kind of character and how much he cared about his football team.
Matt Spade, he sorely will be missed on this football field. But again, getting ready for the Combine, needs a couple of months to heal. And the Combine you can see on NFL Network.
That's one of their #1 shows, isn't it?
It certainly is. So it's Joel Monroe set to kick it off for the Golden Gophers, and L.A. Reid and Shannon Woods standing back, and we are underway from Tempe. It's Shannon Woods bringing it up the center of the field and brought down immediately. And now we will get our first look at Graham Harrell, the sophomore from Ennis, Texas, who has thrown for over 4,000 yards, second in the nation. And we've been talking about how prolific this offense is. Put on your seatbelts, because they like to throw it.
And they do it extremely well, and they do it well every year.
1st and 10, they're just shy of the 20-yard line, and we'll see this familiar 4 spread out wide receivers. Shannon Woods is the running back that is standing next to Graham Harrell out of the shotgun. They hand it off. It's Woods just crossing the 20-yard line as he's brought down immediately by Mike Charles. Take a look at the Taco Bell starting lineups. L.A. Reid, Amendola, Woods, Johnson, and Filani, who is coming back home to close out his career. January, Vasquez, Jones, Ramirez is the best of the bunch, along with Hall, who has NFL potential.
The offensive wide receivers aren't the only people spread out within their scheme. Look at the wide offensive line splits. You never see that.
Harrell's quick pass. It's Filani up the right sideline. He's got a first down. Pickup of 15 as we take a look at the Golden Gophers defense up front. Van de Steeg, Allen, Jekyll, and Davis out of St. Louis. Hightower, Sherrills, who you already saw make a tackle, along with Mario Reese. And the defensive backs, Jones, Cooley, Don Barber is related to Marion Barber, and Harris round out that group. 1st and 10. Harrell complete. That's Robert Johnson. And we've got a flag down on the play.
They do a great job with their formations. Got a holding penalty of spreading you out, getting you in those loose zones, then working receivers in behind them while they control the receivers with another receiver, control the defenders with another receiver in front of them.
Holding, 73, offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay the down.
That's Brandon Jones, the big offensive center. preseason candidate for the Remington Award as the best center in football.
So that will negate a 19-yard gain.
Look at the line splits down there, Darrell. Look at that left guard.
They are really wide, Coach. Out of the shotgun, it's Harrells. He drills one, but it's knocked down at the last second. Pass was intended for Eric Morris, but Mannion in on the coverage.
Very seldom do you see line splits like this. You know, they're so far apart. You see right here, look at the distance between the centers and the guards and the tackles. That really puts those offensive linemen on an island, but they're very good at handling that problem and that pressure.
What does it do for the defense?
It stretches them out and also provides throwing lanes for the quarterback.
Harrells again out of the shotgun, again with some time, plenty of time as he fires back to the near side of the field. Incomplete. He's looking for L.A. Reid, the freshman out of Conroe, Texas, but it's incomplete. Bring up second down and 20.
When this guy sets up and gets his feet underneath him, he very seldom throws a poor ball. Now, I don't know what kind of turf we have down here right now, if it's slick or not, but it looked like he slipped just a little bit on this throw. You see that? And therefore, the ball is not accurate.
First year that this game is being played, the Insight Bowl being played here in Tempe. Third down and 20. Harrells again with plenty of time and complete, very close to the first down marker. It's Villani who brings it in, but I believe he's about a yard shy. A pickup of 19. He needed 20.
Chances are they'll go for it. Villani, number 8, coming down in the slot there, working back inside. You see him coming from the outside in right now to the left-hand corner of your screen. They'll go for it.
And they are going to go for it.
Oh, I don't think they made it.
Harrells tried to go off the left side, and I don't know. It's going to depend on the spot, but it didn't look good, Coach.
It didn't look good from here, but we're so far away, I'm not sure who's down there.
Van de Steeg and Davis were in on the stop, and they did stop him.
This is what Minnesota has to do. This is like a takeaway. When you get the ball, your initial drive on the 45-yard line, boy, you're playing on a short field.
So the Red Raiders turn it over on downs. And Brian Cupido makes his way out onto the field as they go with a quick snap. Little play action for Cupido. Fires across the middle. It's Simmons, the tight end, and he's got plenty of yardage, enough for a first down pickup of 13 yards on the play. Take a look at Cupido, the all-time leading passer in Minnesota football history, over 7,000 yards, and he played so well down the stretch, Coach, when they won 3 in a row in order to become bowl eligible.
You know, and I watched each one of those ball games, and as you already said, he did play extremely well, and he has to within this scheme.
Logan Payne goes in motion, but they go to the ground. That's James Thomas who gets the carry. Fletcher Session brings him down. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell starting lineups for the Golden Gophers. It's Payne, Penix, Valentine, the fullback out of Columbus, Simmons, who gets the start because of Spaeth, and Wheelwright, who has played fantastic within the last 3 games. Ainsley, Swaggart, Brinkhouse, the center, Tavalli, and DeGeese, who makes the start up front. Second down and 6.
They're in 2 tight ends with 1 wide out. They're going to move the tight end over. They like to run toward the motion when they do that. Yes, they do it right here.
This is Penix, left tackle, and he gets up to the 25-yard line. He'll be about 3 yards shy of the first down as we take a look at the Taco Bell lineups. Texas Tech Red Raiders defense. Dawson, Bake, Hudler, and Ratliff up front for the Raiders. Tillman, Stratton, who reminds everyone of Zach Thomas and Sessions. Parker, McBath, Garcia, and Huffman are the defensive backs. So third down and 3 for the Gophers. Flag on the play as Simmons was in motion.
Throw to the snap. Ball start. 78. Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty.
He doesn't like that.
Oh boy, Coach. They had a third and short. Now you're marching back. And it's a third and long. So instead of being 3rd and 3, it's going to be 3rd and 8.
And boy, it's about 3 times as hard to convert a 3rd and 8 over 3rd and
3. First time these two teams have met. Minnesota and Texas Tech. Red Raiders turn things over on downs. Cupido to the air. Gets it out to Penix. He's got some space, but he's going to be shy of the first down as he's brought down at the 24-yard line. It looks like it's going to be about a 4th and 2, and field goal kicking is somewhat of an issue for Minnesota. Jason Giannini lost his job in the season finale, and Joel Monroe came in and he missed a 40-yarder, so it's not a stretch to think that they would go for it here, and they do.
Well, they do all the time. This is part of their game plan. He would rather have the ball in his hands, he says, than give it back. So you'll see them do this 3 or 4 times during the ball game.
And they've converted 64% of the time during the regular season. Out in the flat, he's got it. It's his tight end, Simmons. He's up the sideline, inside the 5-yard line, down at the 2. Pick up of 22 yards. Darcel McBath, the guy that was able to push him out.
Well, a defender went for the interception and didn't get there. Therefore, he's free down the sideline, and I can't even see the number from here of which defender it was. Oh, there it was. That's Darcel McBath right there that went after it.
Yeah, Chris Parker, the guy that saved the touchdown, but It's going to be 1st and goal at the 2-yard line for the Gophers.
They're very good down inside and goal-to-goal situation. That offensive line does a great job of blocking.
Play action. It's Simmons, touchdown. So the backup tight end comes in. They had Spate, this All-American John Mackey Award candidate, who was not able to play, and his backup comes in and catches the touchdown.
First touchdown of his career. So he's going to remember that one. Play action pass, expecting run. They draw everybody up inside. Extremely good fake and lay it out there to Simmons. As I said, his first touchdown pass in his career that I know of. Good job there, Coach Mason.
So Joel Monroe on for the PAT, which has been an issue for the Gophers. And he puts it through the uprights, and just like that. We were expecting this to be going the other way with this high-octane offense, but it's the Gophers who strike first. Jack Simmons, the sophomore, catches the touchdown.
He's starting out right, I'll tell you that.
This is Shannon Woods from the 9. Up the center of the field, he gets stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. So a break in the action. We'll come back. Take a look at the Minnesota defense. 7-0 Golden Gophers on top here in Tempe. In this one, and you know, he's so happy. He played with a separated shoulder, helped his team win 3 games, and there you see him go over and effectively pass the torch to Jack Simmons.
A lot of class.
1st and 10. They start from the 20. It's Woods, right side, and Dominic Jones brings him down after he picks up 5 yards.
They're starting a little bit differently than I've watched them on tape, running on 1st down. You know, really. Woods, the most he's carried the ball in one game, I think, is 17 times all year. So he's already carried it twice here in the 1st quarter.
This was the strategy we were thinking Minnesota would employ.
Yeah, here they go, no huddle.
Again out of the shotgun. It's Harrell again with time. No pressure whatsoever. He's picked off. It's intercepted on the play. Steve Moore. It's Sherrills. Mike Sherrills, the captain out of Rochester, Minnesota, who comes up with the interception.
He had tremendous protection, a lot of time, and he didn't allow the receiver to get all the way around behind that linebacker. See, look, he has all the time in the world. Feet set, bang, he pops it, but he did not allow the receiver to get all the way across the zone. He threw it a little bit behind it, and Sherrill comes up with his 4th interception in his career.
Mike Sherrill has been a terrific story
That's the
And a
first choice
timeout on the field by Texas Tech. And we will take a timeout here as well. What a shocking beginning. Texas Tech finds themselves in a 7-0 hole here at the 18th annual Insight Bowl. Insight Bowl between Minnesota and Texas Tech. And how about this interception here, Coach?
Well, he's sitting there in zone.
Cupido's pass complete.
Another complete pass by the Golden Gophers. There's Cupido, the all-time leading receiver. And it's complete to Troy Riley, the other tight end. So these young tight ends getting an opportunity.
They like to use two tight ends to balance up the defense, run toward the weakness of the defense with an audible on the line of scrimmage, or run play-action passes from it.
They'll send Simmons in motion to the ground game. It's Penix still on his feet inside the 20-yard line before he's brought down by Chris Hudler.
They brought a wide receiver from the outside to try to cut the defense with a crack block and get outside it. He actually missed the crack block, but he did get outside and move the ball anyway. You'll see the block appear from the left side of your screen. Now he's up inside the hole, and he just good balance, good vision, keeps going forward, advances the ball, and finally gets knocked down.
Brings up a second down and 2 yards to go for the Golden Gophers. They stay on the ground and they get the first down. It's Penix once again.
Real good block by Edward Tavalli and Tony Brent, center and right guard. Got a little cutback in. Really a good job there. You'll see it from this shot. You see the right guard, number 6, right guard right here, center coming off. They get, there's the cutback lane, and he finds it. Sometimes running backs will run with blinders. Penix did not.
So first down and 10 at the 12-yard line for Cupido. They stay on the ground. It's Penix once again.
He should have stayed with the zone blocking principle outside that time. He lost patience there. He should have stayed with it. He might have gotten outside.
You talk about the zone blocking scheme. That's what Minnesota uses, something that NFL fans are used to seeing with the Denver Broncos and Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Houston Texans have now gone to it.
Footwork is very important. You've got to get your shoulder to shoulder. You have good balance, hand placement.
So 2nd and 5, the Gophers have been able to run the ball on this Texas Tech defense. Logan Payne in motion. Cupido going to the end zone. Again looking for Jack Simmons, but that time it was knocked down by Antonio Huffman.
They had a combination pattern over there, and Tech was in a zone defense, so they weren't running with people all over the field. And you've got to really be careful throwing inside this area against the zone, because they're sitting back there, they're watching the quarterback's eyes, and they'll get a break in the ball. It's dangerous.
And Cupido has played so well down the stretch, and one of the keys has been that he's been able to avoid the turnovers. 3rd down and 5. Gophers inside the 10-yard line, and Cupido once again going to the air. Going back to the end zone, and there is the flag. He was looking for Eric Decker, and it's Darcel McBath who's going to get flagged for it.
Yeah, I saw that from here. He popped him pretty good there as he was crossing under the goalpost. No need to discuss it. It'll be coming from the left side of your screen. Quarterback is looking left, and there's the contact there, and he grabs him with his left arm and hooks him around and didn't get away with it. Good call by the official.
McBath, the
Pass
sophomore.
interference. 7. Defense. The ball replaced at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
I don't know what makes you think you can get away with something that obvious. Huh?
Well, he's the 3rd leading tackler on this team, McBath, a sophomore out of Gainesville, Texas. And there you see Mike Leach. One thing they're still working on here is building that defense up. So after the penalty, they'll move it up to the 2-yard line for the Golden Gophers. Already up by 7, looking to add more. Cupido back to the ground. Penix working his way in. He gets in for the touchdown.
Just an old power play. You'll see the right guard stepping around number 66, pulling up in through there. That's Tavali leading up in there, and he is 305 pounds. You put a fullback up in there as well, you're going to create some space.
You talk about offensive line play. They take a lot of pride in that here at Minnesota, and the extra point is good by Joel Monroe. And the Minnesota Golden Gophers out of the Big Ten. Amir Penix going in from 2 yards out. Minnesota up 14-0. Look at Amir Penix, another 1,000-yard rusher for Minnesota, following in the footsteps of his good buddy Lawrence Maroney.
Yeah, and he's, you know, they've had a 1,000-yard rusher now for 8 consecutive seasons, and for 7 years in a row they've had 2,000 yards rushing and 2,000 yards passing, so they are pretty balanced.
It is a balanced attack indeed. This is Shannon Woods, and he's going to let it go. It makes its way. Beautiful kickoff. That Joel Monroe gets it through the end zone. And, you know, Coach, we got started here as Jack Simmons getting his very first touchdown. Beautiful play action by Cupido.
It faked everybody out, even me. I didn't expect it, though I have seen them do that on first down in similar situations.
And we talked about how opportunistic they are.
Oh, yeah. They take the ball away and end up with a plus margin better than anybody in the country right now, and that's why they're in a bowl game.
And that was Amir Penix cashing in, and that's how we got to 14-0.
And the fact that they can run the ball when they get down their goal to go, they can do both, run and pass to score.
Harrell's out of the shotgun. He's had time, feeling no pressure, dumps it off underneath. That's Grant Walker who makes the reception. Hightower is credited with the tackle. So again, they go with that no-huddle offense, Coach.
That really keeps you on your toes defensively. And this offense, they're a natural attack offense. You know, they're down 14. They don't want to be down 14, but they don't panic. This, you know, they're a go-after-it style, and they can put points on the board quickly.
Harrell's pass looking for Woods, but it was a little too high for him to handle. You see Mike Leach in his 7th year at Texas Tech. They had such great success a year ago. They were optimistic coming into this year. They thought that they could potentially contend for a New Year's Day bowl, but he was breaking in a new quarterback in Graham Harrell.
And he did a great job doing it too. Plus they, you know, were leading Oklahoma going into the fourth quarter and teams like that, so they have played well.
Led Oklahoma, led Texas. They couldn't quite finish the job off. Harrell's again with time, again going underneath to Johnson, and he gets his helmet knocked off. We have a flag down on the play.
See the kind of time the quarterback is getting to sit there and read those zones and find the crossing receivers. But Minnesota's doing what they have to do. When they catch the ball, go knock their helmet off.
There's no flag on that play, Coach. They do get the first down after the reception by Robert Johnson. Here's the numbers for Harrell: 4 of 8, 47, and the interception. Just shy of the 35 again out of the shotgun. Harrell's with time. Again coming back that time. The pass a little too high, intended for Edward Britton. Don't forget, you can see the Senior Bowl. NFL coaches and the best college seniors come together for the first time at the 2007 Senior Bowl. It's the first major step, one path to the 2007 draft. The game kicks off Saturday, January 27th. You can see it on NFL Network. Rich Eisen going to be calling the play-by-play for that. Harrell's fumbles the snap. Fires complete.
What great poise. Great poise by that young man. Dropped the ball, picked it up, good protection. Comes up and throws a strike, first down, move the chains. Well done.
Grant Walker makes his second reception of this game.
In the shotgun, you know, he took his eyes off the snap, looking at the defense just a little bit too soon, and obviously didn't catch the ball. First things first, catch the ball like that receiver did just there. Catch the ball first, then run with it.
So it's Walker who finds an opening in that Minnesota zone. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter of the 18th annual Insight Bowl. Harrell's out to Fulani. Up the 40, crossing the 30, inside the 30-yard line.
He got a devastating block downfield there by Johnson. Robert Johnson got a knockdown, a D-cleater. For a wide receiver, that's outstanding.
Those guys are used to working in tandem. Both of them are seniors. Robert Johnson.
The bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the block coming up right. Bang! Nice job. Then that's another 15 yards. Well done.
So 1st and 10. They go from the 27. Again, it's Harold. Shuffle pass underneath. Woods breaks his way just shy of the 20-yard line at the 21, about 4 yards shy of the marker.
He averages 15 carries a game, Shannon Woods does, so he doesn't get worn out as a running back. So he's pretty fresh every time he gets the carry.
14-0 lead. And we were expecting a lot of points to be scored. We thought the other team was going to be the one that was going to be lighting up the scoreboard, but Minnesota gets on the board first, but here come the Red Raiders.
He's audible into the coverage he sees.
Earls again hands it off underneath. That's Woods who gets the first down before he is brought down by Barber.
He audibled to that play, and they ran a running play, and they pulled the big left guard, Luis Vasquez, around there. He is a monster, 341 pounds. You'll see him right here on your screen. Look at that, 341 pounds. Look how mobile he is. Bang! Well done. That guy might play on Sunday one day too, you know.
He's just a sophomore. He's the new member of this offensive line, and the rest are seniors.
I wonder where they put him at the training table.
Probably has his own training table. 1st and 10 for Harrells. Working from the 17. It's Villani up the sideline, about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. It's Dion Hightower who pushes him out of bounds.
That's a great example of two wide receivers working together. Polani to catch and run, Robert Johnson to go down and block in front of him like a moving flash wide receiver screen. This Johnson will go off down there and knock your helmet off. This guy likes to hit you.
Robert
I'd
Johnson.
go over and talk to him too. I'd say nice job.
Yeah, he actually came here as a quarterback.
Yeah, and a good one.
Yeah, he was an outstanding quarterback at junior college at Reedley College. And finished second in a battle when he came here. And Mike Leach said, listen, I think you can get on the field as a wide receiver. And he accepted that challenge. Harrells with some time. Now he's brought down. He fumbles. He fumbles on the play. Willie Vandesteek forces the fumble, and the Golden Gophers come up with it.
He was rushing on Glenn January, number 69, the left tackle, and Harrell had the ball and didn't get rid of it. He held it just a little too long to set up in a 5-step drop that close. Again, another takeaway, +2 already tonight.
We told you in the open how opportunistic this defense is. They lead the nation coming into this in turnover margin.
Here he is, Vandesteek, number 91. So he keeps coming, keeps pushing. See, you can't hold the ball that long in a 5-step drop that close to the line of scrimmage. You've got to get rid of it. You have to feel that as a quarterback. And once he gains experience, he will sense that coming.
And he plowed Glenn January all the way back to the quarterback to create the fumble. So we have a break in the action. A stunner here in the desert. 14-0 Minnesota out of the Big Ten with the lead. The 18th annual Insight Bowl. Minnesota with a 14-0 lead, and Willie Vandesteek, coach, causing this turnover.
Right over here, Vandesteek right here. January, the left tackle in a 2-point stance. He's in good position right there, but the quarterback holds the ball, and at that depth, you can't hold the ball that long. And Vandesteek, as we were told in preparation, he's a very intense guy. He never stops coming, and he gets his 10th sack on the year tonight in this situation.
And Steve Davis comes up with the fumble for the Golden Gophers. So it's Cupido back to work, and they stay on the ground with Penix. And, Coach, I don't know if this game could have unfolded any better for Glenn Mason.
No, it's going, I think, much better than anticipated. How could you ever anticipate this? But they are playing true to profile. They take the ball away and they tackle well.
And you were talking about how Minnesota had to win the time of possession. We're seeing them bear down on this run game. As they get Amir Penix involved, he picked up 7 on that carry. And now they have a 2nd and 3. This time Penix working right side, cuts it back, he's got room, still on his feet as he stumbles across the 40-yard line, a pickup of 22.
They were in a bunch set, meaning 3 receivers bunched up in blocking position over here to the right side of the screen. Then they toss the ball behind him. You'll see 84 goes in and pins the defense right there, then slides off, and he does a great job. Logan Payne, 84, does a great job by getting to the 2nd level on the linebacker and clears the running lane. Again, good kick out blocked right there by DeGeest, 79, the offensive tackle. Big game.
And Amir Penix is following in the footsteps of the likes of Lawrence Maroney. This is Cupido. Beautiful pass out in the flat to Eric Decker, who makes the grab. And another first down for the Golden Gophers. And there's so much talk about the absence of Matt Spaeth. They don't seem to be missing him that much. Let's go downstairs. Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Darren, don't seem to be missing him at all. You guys mentioned how he played this season with a separated shoulder in 3 games. You did have the surgery, Matt. Tell me a little bit about the timing and what your thinking was in the timing of your shoulder surgery.
Well, it happened about mid-season, and I decided to put it off to try to finish the season so, we could get to a bowl game, get here. And then when it came to the season ending, I just had to get it done. I really couldn't afford to wait 5 more weeks just for 1 game. And, everybody said that was the right thing to do, and everybody respected my decision.
Your coaches and players say that you playing in those games are the reason that they're here, and your leadership has gotten them here as well. The history of tight ends at the University of Minnesota now is a pretty magnificent history with Ben Utecht. What do you see in the future of the young Jack Simmons, especially after his start tonight?
Well, yeah, I didn't even got to say anything after the way he started tonight. I'm a little worried if he keeps playing the way he is, people probably won't even remember me anymore.
Darren and Coach, what do you think the chances of that happening are?
I don't think so.
Well done.
This is Cupido, and it's Simmons on cue, making a big grab inside the 15-yard line for another Gophers first down, a pickup of 26.
Cupido hits him in a seam pattern down there, straight vertical route, and threw it right on the money, coming down to here at number 80, coming off this. Now you'll see him work the field vertically. He gets swapped by the linebacker, and he works into the seam behind the linebacker, throwing behind him, flexible enough to reach up and take the ball. That was a fine play by that young man.
Simmons has 4 catches for 63 yards and a touchdown. Twins on the right as Cupido goes back to work.
He's checking, running an audible.
They go to Thomas this time, right side, spinning his way down to the 5-yard line.
He audibled because he saw the linebacker move out to the slot, so he called a play in which they cross-blocked. You'll see it from the right side of your screen here. They're going to cross-block here and pull out, if I read that properly, and then hit the hole because the linebacker had moved out. There they go, down the block. Here comes the guard around, gets a chop block. Up inside they go with Jay Thomas. And I like this Jay Thomas. He's got some juice.
He is a freshman from Oakdale, Minnesota. Double tight end set on a 2nd and 2 for Cupido. Back to Thomas for the first down, spinning and working his way inside the 1-yard line.
Jay Thomas is an interesting story. He tore an ACL last year in bowl preparation. Then he missed the spring, and he came back, and they put him at the receiver position to break him into a less of a contact position than a running back position is. And then as he got 100% and his confidence back in his knee, they moved him back to the running back position.
And, Coach, we have reached the conclusion of the first quarter here in Tempe. All Gophers, 14-0. Cities and schools and programs have had such a good time. We've seen them walk around the street. Held here in Tempe.
Great place, but I'll tell you, we were up here practicing last night. It wasn't a Chamber of Commerce night. I was frozen.
It was cold.
I got my Under Armour on now, though. I'll tell you that.
You came prepared, Coach.
It makes me feel strong.
I can't say I'm surprised, though. 1st and goal for the Golden Gophers. We open the second. They go underneath. It's Valentine. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown. Justin Valentine, the junior from Columbus, Ohio.
That's his only carry this year that I have recorded. He carried the ball 23 times last year. Just slipped it to him quickly and came off and faked the option. See, hands it right and it goes down the line of scrimmage to keep the defense moving. Hand it inside. He gets the yard they need to get a touchdown. 21-zip. Who would have guessed?
His 4th touchdown of the season as Joel Monroe comes on to make it a 21-0 lead.
So he has carried the ball this year.
He had a couple of carries.
Yeah, I didn't have that. God,
He's a short yardage
First
guy.
mistake I made, man.
I know. That's what I was going to say. Well, Valentine's here during the holidays. A 1-yard touchdown for the fullback to make it 21-0. It's going to be competitive, but this thing has been lopsided.
It's all about,
and
man.
everybody thought it was going to be lopsided the other way.
I know it, but I'll tell you, this isn't over yet. You know, it isn't over yet. Minnesota, led by Mitch Browning, the offensive coordinator, has done an awfully good job of executing their game plan. Out of bounds.
And that one will go out of bounds. That was something that we've seen from Joel Monroe, but that time he doesn't get it through the end zone. You know, Mike Sherrill is one of the leaders and captains, says that this turnover thing is something they work on very hard.
We're real young, but we have a lot of playmakers. We have a lot of playmakers, especially in our defensive backfield. So we just started to play into our strengths, and maybe we'll bait some teams into thinking that something's open. We'll give it up a couple times, and then we'll switch the defense real quick, and then those guys are in position to make a play. And with a young defense full of playmakers, that's usually what happens.
Well, they're making them right now.
And he made some plays. He did something during the offseason, lost about 30 pounds, got slimmer. They were criticizing him in the passing, couldn't play out in space. He took the hit, lost some weight, and he's come back and he's had his best season to date. Carroll hands it off. This is Woods running it left side.
Again, first down run.
Let's send things downstairs. Third member of our crew, Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Darren, you might remember when we talked to Glenn Mason yesterday, he said that some people call their defense a bend but not break defense. He said he wasn't exactly crazy about that description, but that his goal coming into this game, he knew that he couldn't contain Texas Tech, but he said he just wanted to keep them out of the end zone. Now, Mike Sherrill, the linebacker that you were just speaking of, says that red zone defense is this team's #1 priority and the thing that they take the most pride in, Darren.
Thank you very much, Alex. That was Danny Amendola making the reception for Texas Tech. And when you talk about Glenn Mason and what he's done, it has been a work in progress with this defense. David Lockwood trying to get things together. They felt very good about where they are offensively. And you talk about a program that has been built up.
He's done a great job.
Talk about the Texas Tech averaging over 440 yards, and right now Minnesota leading in that category.
See, they're catching the ball, they're swarming extremely well. But they're still giving that quarterback, Harrell, a lot of time to set his feet and throw the football.
Well, they're playing that zone. That's Dominique Barber, the brother of Marion Barber, who makes the tackle, and Grant Walker, who made the reception. But it's interesting, you talk about the zone defense, Coach. That's what Minnesota is part of their strategy coming in.
Oh, no question. No, they can't match up man-to-man. No one can. So they're playing their zones, and they're mixing their coverages, too, and the variations of zone. Now they're in a 3-down defensive lineman.
First down from the 50 for Harrells, again with plenty of time. Stepping up, and now he's going to be brought down as he was trying to escape. Neil Allen got the arms around him and brings him down.
See, what's happening now is they're rushing 3 people and covering with 8. So there's 8 people filling those zones, and it's forcing Harrell to hold on to the football. And that there was a coverage sack. You know, he's out of rhythm. He can't get the ball out of his hand like he would like to because of all those people covering.
You are watching the 2006 Insight Bowl on NFL Network, presented in high definition. Darren Horton, Dick Vermeil, and Alex Flanagan with you. Glad you've joined us here on NFL Network as Graham Harrells again dumps it off underneath. That's Robert Johnson who makes the grab. Barber in on the tackle along with Mike Sherrills, the junior captain.
What they did that time, Garrett, is they showed the same three-man defensive line, going to cover with 8, but they changed up and they blitzed off the corner with some linebackers. So they actually had more people in rush this snap, even though they gave them the look. So just what Cheryl said in the interview on the screen a few minutes ago. We show them something, then we do something different.
They kind of bait you. 3rd and 9 now. Harrell's out of the shotgun, working from the 49. Fires. And Robert Johnson cannot haul it in. Kevin Mannion in on the coverage. So
that's a hard one to catch when you're running a sort of a seam post down there, and there's a safety on your outside ear, and there's some guy right underneath, and you're going in there. That can be a big headache catch. This guy doesn't drop many footballs either. He's already caught 80 balls coming in here. 4th in the nation in terms of receptions per game.
So this will bring in Alex Reyes on to boot it away. That's Dominic Jones, who is tops in the Big Ten in punt return, averaging 11.5 per return.
He makes the first down every time he returns the ball on the average.
And what a beautiful punt by Reyes as they down it at the 3-yard line. But we do have a flag down on the play. Jamal Wall downs the ball. 21-0 lead for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Everything has gone right. So now the Texas Tech Red Raiders are going to have to depend on their defense.
Did Jones block the gunner? Signal fair catch, then block? I couldn't tell.
That's what happened,
I think that's what happened. If you signal fair catch, you can't block the coverage man. I don't see the fair catch. If he doesn't fair catch, he can do that.
Well, he fair caught.
He didn't. I didn't see a signal. I didn't see it on that shot.
Yeah, he did it before that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So Ron Cherry, our referee tonight.
We have an illegal block on the return team, number 2. That penalty goes half the distance to the goal. First down.
That's what it was. There's the fair catch. It was a skimpy wave, So you can't do that then.
Back to Tempe. Down here, they are enjoying themselves. Glenn Mason's team up by 21. But this is the worst field position they've had all night.
They better be careful here. In the Michigan State situation, they got hit for a safety in this situation.
Cupido rolling.
Interception!
Intercepted on a fumble! And recovered by the Golden Gophers in the end zone. Justin Valentine comes up with it. It was Antonio Huffman who picked off the pass. He fumbles the ball, and what a break.
I can't believe this is happening to me, he says. I can't believe this.
It was the big play that they were looking for, Coach.
They run play action pass, comes out there, he throws the ball, now it gets picked off, come right underneath, Huffman comes right underneath it. He's going to score with it. It gets knocked out by Penix. Oh my gosh. Woo! They made more yards on that play than they would have otherwise.
Oh my goodness. There is a break in the action. Mike Leach wants to talk about this one. 21-0 Minnesota with the lead.
In motion short, and he's going to come out and run the out as the tight end comes down the seam. But Hoffman dissected it, did a nice job of coming back underneath, reading back inside out, takes the ball away. Now Penix comes inside out and knocks the ball loose. A takeaway and a takeaway.
The interesting thing is Penix was a free safety in high school. Malcolm Shabazz clearly has not forgotten how to tackle. Now he'll show you what he can do with the ground game. So Minnesota with a 21-0 lead. And you might say this momentum started following a loss to Ohio State.
Well, after the Ohio State game, we had a team meeting, and we know we're 3-6 at the time. And the coach kind of said, you guys can just enjoy the rest of the season, or you can try to make some of the season and kind of regroup. And our goal is to go 3-0, and we did that with 3 big wins. And I just give a lot of credit to the coaches for getting us back on track, and the players came together.
Yeah, they ended up having a team meeting, and Glenn Mason said to the team, he says, look, you guys on offense, you don't trust the defense. you guys on defense, you don't trust the offense. And what he did is he rearranged the rooms. The guys that are offensive normally stay with their offensive teammates. They stayed with defensive players.
Timeout on the field.
And the team really came together as a result of it. We got a break in the action. There you see a very happy coach. Glen Mason smiling as his team leads by 21. Minnesota has benefited from 3 turnovers. Now 2nd down and about 4 yards to go as they work from the 26. Got Simmons in motion. They go Penix on the ground, and he appears to be just shy of the 1st down. Chris Hudler makes the tackle. Don't forget, this is the 2nd of 3 games in 3 days here on NFL Network. Tomorrow, Saturday Night Football, it's the Giants, it's the Redskins, our pregame show. Total access on location with Rich Eisen and Deion Sanders, Marshall Faulk, and Steve Mariucci gets you going at 5 and kickoff to follow at 8 Eastern. Big game for the New York Giants. Simmons in motion. Penix enough for the 1st down as the Gophers continue to move the chains. Let's go back downstairs, check in with Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Darren, you and Coach were just talking about the change that Minnesota has underwent since they were shut out by Ohio State. Mike Sherrills told me a few days ago that it really took, the team needed to get on the same page. As you said, they had some trust problems between the offense and the defense. Once they started working towards the same goal, he said things really changed. Now, since that game in the 1st half, Minnesota, including this game, you guys have outscored their opponents 93-33 in the 1st half. Coach Vanilla, you think a meeting can make that much of a difference?
Never helped me that much.
Cupido checking off on 1st and 10. To the ground. Penix again breaks a tackle. Big hole. He's off to the races down the right sideline as he gets inside the 30-yard line before Chris Parker brings him down a pickup of 30 yards.
They use Jack Simmons, the tight end, blocking back across the grain and broke up inside. You'll see Simmons right over here go in motion and block across the grain. There he goes back, crocks the grain, back right up inside off Brinkhouse 77, and then off he goes. Not the fastest back in the Big Ten, but he does have good elusives. Notice how he picked his feet up, and notice how he carries that ball high and tight. That's why they don't fumble very often.
Penix has gone over 100 yards in this game. They go the end around to Logan Payne. He breaks a tackle, still on his feet as he crosses the 20-yard line.
He broke the tackle, yeah, no question. Yeah. One team is playing at a level much higher than the other team right now. I don't know if they're mentally fresher or more excited about being here, but there's just no comparison in the tempo of the 2 teams right now.
It's interesting, we had a chance to talk to Glen Mason about how he approaches bowl games. He says, I want my kids to have fun.
He said they worked him hard at home. When they brought him here, they eased up and said, let's have some fun. But you know something, the only way to have fun is to win. And they're doing that too.
You can say that. Jay Thomas, the sole running back in the backfield, and he'll get the ball as Cupido hands it off the left side. And
very good defense.
And the white jerseys there to bring him down.
That's how you attack the zone. Don't give him a cutback lane. Keep it moving toward the sideline. Good defensive fundamentals. Good defensive pursuit there. You'll see it as you look to the left side of your screen. See those white jerseys moving down the line of scrimmage, on the line of scrimmage. They don't give up. They keep coming. Look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 white jerseys. That's the tempo you have to play defense. Good job.
That was Keontae Dawson and Darcel McBath. How about the time of possession, Coach? One of the keys that you said was very important for Minnesota.
Well, that's what Glenn told me, so I was just repeating him. Oh, he's going to score with it.
Yes, he is. Into the house for the touchdown. Ernie Wheelwright, the junior from Columbus, Ohio, gets the touchdown.
Chris Parker went for the interception, the knockdown, and missed. And that's the chance he takes. He jumps it. He's going to go for take it. He doesn't get there. Wheelwright does a nice job of going right down that sideline. Little ballet dance. Well done. By Wheelwright, has good wheels.
He certainly does have good wheels. And once again, it's Joel Monroe coming on to tack on the PAT between the uprights and good. And wow, 28 Minnesota with the lead. Wheelwright from 14 yards out dances up the sideline for the touchdown here at the Insight Bowl. Be sure to stick with us. Coming up at halftime, the Vonage Halftime Report with scores and highlights from all of today's bowl action, along with a preview of Saturday Night Football. Fran Charles, Rod Woodson, and Jamie Dukes in the studio. Get you up to date on that. Boy, what a way to close out a career for that young man. The all-time leading passer in Minnesota history. His 21st touchdown pass of the season.
He'll be in an NFL training camp next spring.
You like his arm?
And, oh, yeah, he's doing a great job. He's throwing some deep comebacks. He's doing extremely well.
L.A. Reid from the 10.
Oh!
And he's brought down. Just crosses the 20-yard line. And, you know, you talk about the turnovers. Mike Sherrill got things started with that interception, Coach.
I know it. The one thing is to intercept it. The next thing is to score with it. And they have done that 3 times. Take the ball away and score. In this position, it's a very, very short field where they took it away down there coming out. You know, that tremendous job.
And then when Huffman picks it off,
he gives it
back as Valentine came up with it. And then Wheelwright cashes in with the 14-yard touchdown to complete a 7-play, 80-yard drive. And here's Harrell rolling, firing, and incomplete. He was looking for Fulani, but we have a flag down on the play.
See, he cannot find an open receiver or a receiver down there that he feels comfortable throwing to because of the 8 people within those zones rather than 7. See, normally it's a rush 4 and cover with 7. Here they're rushing 3 and covering with 8, and it makes it tough. Now that time they took one man, a 4th rusher, and moved him with the quarterback.
Number 2. That's the spot foul. Automatic first down.
So pass interference against the Golden Gophers.
Here's what I'm talking about. 3 rushers, 8 coverage people, and he's having a hard time finding a man to throw to that he feels comfortable with.
Harrell again. This time it's Fulani cutting it back. Fighting his way up near the 45-yard line, very close to the first down marker. Duran Cooley able to bring him down. Talked about the Golden Gophers, and they're so opportunistic. And Coach, I've always wondered, you had Rams teams that were able to get turnovers. Is that a matter of coaching?
It's an emphasis. Everybody emphasizes. Everybody talks about it. Some people stick with it better as a coaching staff, and players buy into it. And I did the best possible job I could do, and sometimes I didn't think I did a good enough job.
This is Woods bringing it back, crossing the 50 as he gets a first down, knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Duran Cooley able to knock him down before he picks up 13 yards.
I've been on the sideline and have a player at Kansas City walk by me and say, "Coach, we're +1. Let's keep it that way. We're +1." They bought into understanding the value of taking the ball away and playing smart and being secure with football.
Well, a lot of coaches say you should put the turnover margin as the score as opposed to the score, because the turnover margin really is a great indicator.
More often than not.
Harrell out of the
coming after him. They changed up. They came after him.
Here's Wood, and he's brought down immediately by number 46, John Shevlin.
See, the fact that they came after him that time, they were in man coverage, so when they dropped the ball off to the wide check down back, there was a defender charging him right away because it was man-to-man. Good change-up coverage there by David Lockwood, the defensive coordinator, who calls the defenses.
Also the outside linebackers coach, David Lockwood.
Mark Kreiner coaches the inside linebackers and does a real good job with them.
2nd and 11 as they lose a yard on the play. Harrell again with plenty of time thanks to that 3-man rush, and he slips it right through the hands of Mike Sherrill, who nearly had a second interception, but Fulani able to grab it.
He was sitting there waiting to pick it off, and I think it went right between his hands. You'll see it now. They're crossing 3 receivers out there. They're sitting in zone. Now watch this right there. Wham! Right? But he intercepted a similar ball. This had to be within inches of getting another pick.
Well, Graham Harrell had some mustard on that one.
Yeah, and he can hum it.
So they'll move it up to the 30-yard line. First down. Texas Tech still looking for their first touchdown in this game. Woods.
Good run, nice
through the
run.
middle, cuts it outside. He's got another first down as he's knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
A great
Steve
job.
Davis able to bring him down.
A defensive lineman making that play, 18, 20 yards downfield. Great hustle by Steve Davis.
NFL Network is counting down to the best teams to ever win a Super Bowl. Tonight after the game, see a special sneak preview of number 15. The 1971 Dallas Cowboys. Roger Staubach and his teammates tell the story of their championship season. Special airing of America's Game tonight at 12 a.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. Central, only on NFL Network. First and goal to go just inside the 10-yard line.
He's audibling.
It's Wood on the ground, still on his feet inside the 5, and he'll be brought down by Cooley at the 1.
See, he looked up there, and Minnesota was still in a 3 defensive line configuration, and he didn't expect that down there that close to the goal line, so he audibled to a running play to take advantage of it.
So second and goal, just under 5 minutes to go.
You can bet they'll have more defensive linemen in on this snap.
We should emphasize that Texas Tech is a quick strike offense, so despite the score, the Red Raiders can put some points up on the board very quickly. Carroll out of the shotgun, and that's Wood for the touchdown.
Well, it's taken them a while to get going, but I'll tell you, once these guys get going, when you study them on film, they start adding points quickly.
Shannon Woods.
Shotgun handoff. He's going to hand it off and run over to the left side of the offensive line. He gets a great block by Luis Vasquez, number 65, at the point of attack. That Vasquez is 6'6", 341 pounds. If you had a defensive tackle as a son playing there, you wouldn't want to play against that great big guy, would you?
No, sir. Trelica with the extra point. Texas Tech on the board. A 1-yard touchdown run by Shannon Woods, and the Red Raiders cut the lead. And if you don't get up NFL Network, log on to NFL.com and can learn more. How about that mindset, Coach, after the play?
Well, let's let this play go and we'll talk about it. They came right out in an unbalanced offensive line and tried to pitch it out and catch it. The defense, asleep, and they didn't do it. But the mindset here is, I think Minnesota has to be very careful they don't start feeling real good about this. They've got to maintain the edge that they've been playing with all along, because you know that Tech is going to come out at halftime upset. You know Lynch, he's going to get them fired up. They haven't played well, but if you start relaxing and think, oh boy, we've got this game won, once you lose that momentum, it's tough to regain.
Cupido out in the flat, complete. That's real right, trying to spin and work his way to the first down, and he does.
He's a tough runner. This guy's doing a nice job. He's averaging 18 yards of reception in his career there, and that's a lot of yards per catch. He's doing a real good job.
It is 54 degrees here in Tempe, Arizona, at the 18th Annual Insight Bowl, presented in high definition on NFL Network. Red Raiders, the Golden Gophers, Darren Horton, Dick Vermeil, and Alex Flanagan bringing you the action. First down for the Golden Gophers, just across the 30-yard line. Cooper fires, got a man. Once again, a huge gain as he's brought down at the 30, 38 yards by the backup tight end.
They bootlegged and faked one way, and the quarterback came off, and they threw to the tight end coming back off this side over here. He starts it here and then comes back out, and here he comes down the middle of the screen. Right down the hole. Safety bit. He's not there. Nice throw. Big gain.
Jack Simmons, I should say. There's Matt Spaeth, who he's replacing, the John Mackey Award winner. Here's Cupido back to the ground. Penix still on his feet, dancing, and he's got another first down.
You see that little shoulder shake that he gives? That was really a nice move. He has that little jerk with his shoulders, and he froze the defender, but he kept his feet moving. Concentrate on the running back now as he moves. He cuts back. Now watch his shoulders. See him dip there? See him dip right there? It freezes the defender just enough time to use his speed to get outside. Well done. Good move. Boom, boom. Looks like you when you were a young kid.
I don't know about that, Coach, but I'll take it.
Take the credit. Take the credit.
They'll mark it at the 19-yard line. I formation for the Golden Gophers, who have had no problem establishing a running game. And again, it's Penix this time. They'll bottle him up maybe a yard shy. Fletcher Session able to bring him down. But when you look at Penix, an interesting story. He got here, and they were absolutely stocked with running backs. Lawrence Maroney, Marion Barber, Thomas Tepe, all of which are in the National Football League. And those are still very close friends. He talks with them frequently, he calls them his brothers.
Well, he learned something from all of them, believe me.
He certainly did, and it's been a long road. He actually started the season third on the depth chart.
But the scheme helps produce those guys. First they have the talent, but the scheme takes advantage of their talents.
Yeah, it's like they talk about the Denver Bronco running backs. It's the system. Penix right side again with some space, plowing his way inside the 10-yard line, very, very close to another first down. Antonio Huffman brings him down.
Tony Brinkhouse, the offensive center, number 77, did a great job of pulling on this and coming around. Here he is in the middle. He'll pull and seal and prevents the linebacker from getting outside, inside out in pursuit. That's a real good job. Now watch him cut the linebacker right there. Down he goes. Then he gets off that nice block out there by the tight end, Jack Simmons. Really well done. Not all centers can pull. I had one at the Chiefs that could really, actually the Rams too, could really do it. And Casey Wigman. He did. It was an Iowa graduate. He could really pull and block linebacker.
Yeah, very athletic centers.
Very athletic.
They're hard to come by.
Yes. Mike Rudidoria did it for me at the Rams as well.
I formation, double tight end set. They'll send Payne in motion. Again, Penix left side, inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3 before he's brought down by Brock Stratton.
Minnesota is doing a great job of controlling the line of scrimmage and not allowing penetration. They're knocking people off the ball.
And they're
very, very good technique. You'll see them come right down the line of scrimmage here, and they're moving it. They're moving it. Big people. Now, you watch that white line there. Watch that line. There's no white. Now comes a white jersey from the backside. Too late.
They take so much pride in their blocking here in Minnesota. There are other schools that may have tailback you. They say, we're O-line you. Lost 2 offensive linemen to the National Football League, Greg Esslinger. And we've got a timeout on the play.
Timeout on the field. Minnesota.
And we'll take a timeout here as well. 28-7 here at the 18th Annual Insight Bowl. We're back in a moment. And welcome back. You're looking at downtown Tempe. That's Mill Avenue. They really light it up beautifully during the holidays here.
Is that where you go mill around?
I like it, Coach.
We got some Mexican food with an old friend down there last night.
You were hanging out with Kurt Warner today, right?
Yeah, I had lunch with Kurt today. I was so excited to see him. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Rolling, throwing it back the other way. Caught for a touchdown.
Oh, you talk about
Logan Payne hauls it in. And that was a beautiful pass. He wasn't necessarily wide open, Coach.
No, he wasn't. It could have been picked off. But when it's going your way, it's going your way. Quarterback sprint to his right, comes all the way. He was going to run an option. Then he sees the defenders coming on the blitz, and he throws it this one up. You talk about coming out smelling like a rose. Wow. Put right where he had to. Unbelievable job.
Logan Payne, the senior from Land O'Lakes High School in Luch, Florida, catches the touchdown, and the PAT between the uprights and good. So here in the final seconds of the first half, Minnesota tacks on another touchdown. No one expected this result, Coach.
Yeah, and no, the big thing is Minnesota has only converted 2 third-down situations. They've run about 35, 36 plays, and only 2 of them were on third down. Those first and second downs are very efficient plays.
How about the arm strength of Cupido? He's a senior.
Oh, hey, it's strong enough. Here he's got a safety, Darren McBath, coming right down his throat, and he lays it up. But that's a great catch by Logan Payne. And what Coach Mason said, he said, this guy is a product of our program. And he said, what makes my job so great is the kind of kids I have on this football team. He really loves the kids on this football team.
We had a breakthrough moment a year ago. Arrived in 2003, Logan Payne did with Lawrence Maroney and a group of seniors that has gone to a bowl game every year. You take a look at Mike Leach, and he looks stunned.
Yeah, he is, but he's the kind of guy that can rally a football team. I know how explosive this offense is because I've studied some tapes on against good defensive football team. They can come back, but they have sort of been like a sleepwalking here in this first half. And give credit to Minnesota. They're just the opposite. They've been drinking that caffeine. They've got a lot of coffee in them. They're fired up.
This is Shannon Woods bobbling the ball at the 4. Cuts it down middle of the field before he is brought down. Well, coaching staffs from all 32 NFL teams will be on hand to evaluate the nation's top college football players at the 2007 Scouting Combine. Watch NFL Network's exclusive coverage of this intense 4-day job interview coming this February only on NFL Network. And Coach, I know you like to go down to Mobile and evaluate some of the young kids.
I'll be down there working the broadcast.
Oh, that's terrific.
Yeah,
you've been down. I know it's almost like a de facto convention for the NFL.
It is. It's a great time. It's a great time for the coaches to work and relax a little bit amongst staffs.
Get that. Clock is running. Harrell out in the flat,
great
complete.
Throw.
That's Todd Walker who makes the reception. And
these guys can put points on the board, though. They lead the nation in scoring drives within 2 minutes or less. I mean, 24 times they've taken the ball and scored in less than 2 minutes at each drive. That's tough to do. So they can come back and get involved in this game.
Harrell rolling. This time he'll try the other side of the field. He was looking for Fulani, but as you said, Coach, he was out of bounds.
The fact that they don't run the ball very much or very well allows Minnesota defense to play this 3-down lineman and cover with 8. It's tough to do that if you don't do it as a year-round defense. And this is a change-up defense for them, and they're doing an awfully good job with it.
So this likely will be the...
well, this is all screwed up.
Oh, yeah, they bobbled the snap, and Harrell just going to throw it out of bounds, and that's going to do it. That's how, fittingly, that's how this first half will end for the Red Raiders. It was all Gophers, Coach. Are you shocked, Coach, at the score that you're looking at?
I am shocked. But I have a lot of confidence in what the Tex people have done in the past with this offense. So I could picture them coming back and becoming competitive.
Wait a minute, Coach. We might not be at halftime just yet. We got a flag down on the
illegal
play.
formation, offense. The penalty is declined. The half is over.
There was no formation. They weren't even lined up in the formation, and the center snapped the ball. How could it be illegal?
Oh, boy. Well, it's been a complete debacle in the first half for Texas Tech. But Mike Leach, his team's, as you mentioned, one of the most prolific offenses in college football. Let's send things down to Alex Flanagan with the head coach of the Golden Gophers.
Coach, we talked about the importance of time of possession coming into this game. Describe your team's execution in the first half.
Well, our defense got us off momentum pretty darn good with those turnovers, and I don't think our offense has been stopped yet. We've got some big plays, and let's face it, every break has gone our way, and we got a pretty good lead at halftime. When you play a team like this, they can score on any play. We still have half a football to play, obviously.
They can score so quickly. How do you guard against them doing that in the second half?
Well, I don't know why we've changed anything that we've done so far. The idea was to move the ball offensively to keep them on the sideline, and which we did, and our defense probably played a little bit better than anybody expected.
All right, Glenn, thank you so much. Darren, this is the third time this year that Minnesota goes into the locker room with 35 points.
Thank you very much, Alex. What a first half for the Golden Gophers. 35-7. Glenn back here at the broadcast booth along with Dick Vermeil, Darren Horton. And it was the big question mark that we had coming into this game. How was Minnesota going to slow down this high-octane offense? Mission accomplished, Coach. How have they been able to do it?
Beyond their expectations. They've done it with mixing a 3 rush, cover with 8, or show a 3 rush, bring a 4th linebacker, and then dissect the ball, take it away, and produce points. 21 points off takeaways. And you'll see here, it was a 3-man rush. Then they bring a 4th and cover 4 quarters down on this next down lineman. Drop 4s. You'll see the 3 down linemen. Now they'll drop 4 underneath, and they'll play 4-quarter coverage behind it, and they're doing an outstanding job. And so far, Tech hasn't been able to solve the problems.
As we get set for action here in the second half, you take a look at Mike Sherrills and what a terrific job he did. He had one of the turnovers. Talk about how opportunistic, lead the nation in turnover margin. There's Van der Steeg. And yeah, this is a team that, in all honesty, they were left for dead when they walked off the field in Columbus, losing to Ohio State 44-0. They had a team meeting, and ever since then, everything has gone right. They've won 3 in a row.
And Glenn Mason and his coaching staff have done an outstanding job of bringing the kids back. Obviously, he says he has great character on the roster, but you've got to give these coaches a lot of credit. They've done a tremendous job, and that's not surprising. John Mason has been Coach of the Year in 3 different conferences, you know, so and won 3 different schools, and he's done an outstanding job.
Dominic Jones will take the knee in his own end zone. He is an outstanding coach. As we take a look at the Nissan first half statistics, Coach, what sticks out to you?
Well, here's what they wanted to do: control the clock, take the ball away. They're +2 there, and produce points. That's the critical thing right there. That's the difference maker.
And of course, as we were talking about, Coach, that zone that was drawn up by the defensive coordinator, David Lockwood, has been outstanding.
But the other thing, offensively, they've only had 2 third-down situations the whole first half.
And they get the ball to begin the second half. And again, they start on the ground, and again, they got about 5 yards on the play. Downstairs to the 3rd member of our crew, Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Darren, well, before this game started, I asked Coach Mike Leach what the key was and what the biggest challenge this Minnesota team might present. He said it wasn't really about Minnesota, it was about Texas Tech and whether or not they would be able to play their game. At the half, he told me that they have had a number of mishaps, and they have to gain control of this game and play Texas Tech football. You guys, they averaged 19 points a half. They have not, obviously, with 7 points. They only allow 328 yards a half. A game. Minnesota already has 330 yards of offense just in the first half, Darren.
Thank you very much, Alex. This is Amir Penix. When you talk about the averages, Coach.
What I think we're going to see now is they're going to strap it on and run behind the offensive line and try to control the clock with the running game, and maybe a little less pass involved in this, at least in this 3rd quarter. They'll try to eat up the clock, hang on to it, and keep Tech sitting on the bench.
Ball control offense, something that the Golden Gophers, hailing out of the Big Ten, that's their specialty. Again, that double tight end set with the I formation. Valentine the up back, and they go to Jay Thomas, the freshman. And he's very, very close to first down yardage, and he does get it. We talk about Brian Cupido closing out his career for Minnesota, their all-time leading passer coming in. He adds the 3 touchdowns to tie Asad Abdul-Khalik. And so he's now all-time leader in career touchdown passes as well. What a way he's going out with a bang, Coach.
Yeah, you know, his whole family football players. His dad played at Louisville. His brother played at Indiana. It's in the blood in that family.
So first down at the 31-yard line. Play action this time.
Got it down a hole.
Looking out in the flat. And they'll say it's incomplete. Payne looked like he had a hand on it.
Oh, yeah, and he had, in the play action, he had Jack Simmons, a tight end off play action, going down between a double zone type coverage, wide open, and no one around him. And he just didn't spot him. You'll see him come right here. He comes right down the hole, and there is nobody there coming off the play action.
And we saw that earlier in the game.
Now watch number 80 go down there. There he is. Oh, he's going to be upset.
He was wide open, and we saw a play like that earlier in the game where he did connect with Simmons.
Good job. You're learning there, buddy. Good job.
Twins on the right. Cupido. Payne. Crossing the 35-yard line out at the 37. He'll be about 4 yards shy. Bring up a 3rd down for the Golden Gophers. How about that play? Simmons is wide open. Again, the backup tight end.
Well, the play action really fouls you up on it. And here he is on the goal line. See, and he throws everybody up there, and he gets it down to the, right to where the crunch time is.
Well, Simmons, 5 receptions, 101 yards, and again, he's filling in for the injured Matt Spaeth, the John Mackey Award winner. And you're looking at the future of Golden Gophers football.
This is only the 3rd down they've had to convert. Great job.
And they do convert it. And it is Simmons once again on cue, his 6th reception of the night, crossing the 45-yard line for another 1st down.
This is a conventional NFL 3rd down conversion play. You see a lot of people in the league, and they spread you across the field with the formation, get a lot of people, and they take him out and run a little zone. Now, you can't see it from this picture, but we have 2 wide receivers outside him. He gets on the shoulder of the linebacker and breaks away from him. The other receivers have taken the other defenders out of there, and he creates a nice little cushion to make the 1st down.
Simmons got one other start this season, Coach, and that was against the Buckeyes of Ohio State. Another game in which Spaeth missed. This is Penix left side, crossing the 50, spinning his way to about 4 yards shy of the 1st down.
Tony Brinkhouse, 77, the offensive center, again did a beautiful job of pulling around and sealing off the inside linebacker. This guy's a good football player. He's a redshirt junior. He's 24 starts in his career. He's an outstanding high school shot putter. He does a real, watch the center of your screen, number 77, pull around. Now, bang, he gets that linebacker down on his feet. Well, it didn't go all the way down, but that's hard to do.
Bubba Brinkhouse, who is the starting center, his cousin is Barrett Rudd, a linebacker with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Play action for Cupido with plenty of time. They complete on the near side to Ernie Wheelwright, and they've got yet another 1st down.
He is throwing the comeback with action, moving the quarterback toward the comeback. He's also throwing that same ball, deep comeback, by moving away from it and throwing all the way across the field. Those are difficult throws, especially throwing all the way across the field. He's got a strong arm.
He is a senior, Coach.
Accurate, too. Accurate.
He's a guy that we're likely to see at the NFL Scouting Combine that you can see on NFL Network in February.
He's 14 for 17 right now.
Outstanding way to close out your senior year. Jay Thomas, the sole running back, gets the call. The freshman barrels his way, crossing the 30 and powers for more. Back downstairs to Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Darren and Coach, Brian Cupido has been balancing a little more than football this year. About a year ago at this time, he and his girlfriend gave birth to his 1st daughter, Kaylee. She is here tonight with Brian's girlfriend, Carly. Now, they had some trouble finding a babysitter. On Monday nights, they both have classes. They're both trying to earn their degrees. So they sat down and said, who could we ask for this hour overlap when we have classes to be our babysitter for our little girl? Well, they came up with Matt Spaeth. So every Monday night, Minnesota's tight end, Matt Spaeth, has been babysitting their little girl for an hour, taking care of her, and he's doing a pretty good job, I understand.
What a terrific story, Alex.
No wonder he has good hands.
He's got it. Cupido sets up the screen play and just couldn't get it there to Jay Thomas. And Brock Stratton in on the coverage.
They brought some pressure on him and just couldn't set up to throw it. I'm impressed with Thomas. You know, he's a state 100-meter, 200-meter champion. He can run. If he breaks in and gets in any kind of daylight, he'd be tough to catch from behind.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. It was a year ago as they were preparing for the Music City Bowl when Jay Thomas injured himself in practice, the final practice before that bowl game, and he really has not been up to full speed until about a month and a half ago.
Good defense. Well done.
Yeah, they were all over it. That's Darcel McBath, who nails him in the backfield.
Jake Ratliff, number 98, did a nice job as well. The down lineman that time controlled the line of scrimmage. So that was really well done. He had to bend back. You'll notice the offensive line is coming off, but this time those white jerseys, there's some penetration there. And here comes one that broke free right in. Then McBath, number 7, as a safety, is up there filling. Now that was a good job. A nice job by young Jake Ratliff.
Yeah, Ratliff, the sophomore out of Lawton, Oklahoma. So 4th and 4, they will go for it. Inside the 30-yard line, Cupido with some play action, rolling, going back the other way, and he's got Simmons again. He's got the first down, and he wants more inside the 5-yard line before he's brought down.
Again, that play action on 4th down. I'll tell you this, Mitch Brown, the offensive coordinator, is doing a brilliant job of keeping them off balance. Really, really extremely. Here he's going to come across underneath with action this way. You'll see the flow of the people going that way. Now you'll see that number 80 working back across the green. Oh, I see him. He's chasing him. Too late. Too late. And they're extremely good design and outstanding call.
What a night for Jack Simmons. 7 receptions for 134 yards, and he's filling in for the All-American Max Spade. Penix skipping.
Good defense there.
He was met head-on by Dante Ward. Brock Stratton all in. Also in on the tackle.
The outside linebacker did a good job of constricting that play and pushing it back to the inside. And Valentine did it. 18 did a good job of blocking him, but the defensive penetration stopped it from breaking and getting into the end zone.
Texas Tech has just been unable to stop this Minnesota offense. Second and goal. Payne in motion, play action. Cupido back in the end zone. It seemed like it got away. He was looking for Simmons.
He threw that on purpose, out of over the top. He saw it was covered. It was play action. They were flooding 3 men to one side, and he saw that it was covered. They didn't take the fake this time, and boom, he threw it out of the back of the end zone. It was a good job.
We talk about the incredible balance. How about Penix, the average yard per carry tonight?
He came into the game averaging 5.0, and he's increased it to 7.2 tonight.
Again, they run the zone blocking scheme, and so many running backs have been effective here at Minnesota. Lawrence Maroney, Marion Barber, Thomas Tapé, all of which are in the NFL, and Amir Penix gets the handoff again. This time he's stuffed by Joe Garcia.
That was a great job by Key Dawson, number 96, the defensive left end coming around there. Got penetration. Actually, I think might have tripped him up with his right arm. Did a real nice job. And this guy is a good football player. When you watch him play on tape, you can see him. You'll see him come from the right side of your screen down underneath number 80. Right there, underneath Simmons. It gets that penetration, helps slow it down, and then he gets some help from his buddies. Nice play by Key Dawson.
So they're going to bring in Joel Monroe to attempt a 20-yard field goal. This has been somewhat of an adventure for the Golden Gophers. PATs and field goals. The kick is up, and he sneaks it inside the right upright to add 3 more to the board. Make it 38-7. Golden Gophers on top here in the 18th annual Insight Bowl. Then all Gophers back in a moment. It was a 16-play, 78-yard drive that took 7 minutes and 13 seconds, Coach. Dare I say it's a Parcellian, a Bill Parcellian drive?
Oh, it was. And the key play on it was that 4th down call. They run the play action, they sneak the tight end across the formation and make a big play on it.
Interestingly enough, Bill Parcells was an assistant coach for the Texas Tech Red Raiders in the 70s. He and Romeo Crennel were on the same staff.
I was head coach of UCLA at that time. That's how old I am.
Monroe with a high kick, but it's going to be short. It's L.A. Reid up the center of the field, and he's going to be shy of the 25-yard line. So 38-7, our score. Texas Tech trying to regroup. We'll take a break. Back in a moment.
The final days of the Pontiac Red Tag event.
Alex Flanagan with you. 38-7, our score here at the 18th annual Insight Bowl. Graham Harrell going back to work, and he has a lot of work to do, and they are capable of doing it. Out of the shotgun with plenty of time. Complete. Robert Johnson and the maroon jerseys gather quickly. Let's go back downstairs. Alex Flanagan standing by with a very special guest.
Darren, I'm joined right now by the CEO of Insight Enterprises, Rich Fennessy. And Rich, for those of us who don't know, give us a 2-sentence, colorful description of what Insight Enterprises is.
Insight is, we resell computer products and services to businesses around the world. So we're actually in 24 different countries around the world.
This is your 10th year as the title sponsor of this bowl. You are also involved in the Arizona Cardinals in the building of their new stadium. What did you do over there?
We have a great partnership with the Cardinals. We actually are the technology behind the team. So we actually built the whole IT infrastructure for the new stadium.
And what is attractive about college football? Why is the company involved in college football?
Well, as you know, it's our 10th year of sponsoring the bowl game, and I mean, for a lot of reasons we get involved with the Insight Bowl. One is obviously we love college football. Two is you look at it, it's a great way for us to build some brand awareness. And finally, there's a lot of synergies between high tech and world-class athletics. So the connection, it's our passion to bring the two together.
What are some of those synergies?
If you just look at technology today in the universities and how they're using computers to make the students smarter and better, and obviously we like to be involved in that on the student side, and being associated with athletics as well is great.
All right, Rich Fennessy, Darren, and Coach, the CEO of Insight Enterprises, their 10th year as the title sponsor of this bowl.
Thank you very much, Alex. That was a 20-yard completion to Todd Walker as the Red Raiders pick up a first down. And this is a terrific bowl game, a great venue here at Sun Devil Stadium. First year it's here in Tempe.
I've come in here and got my butt kicked as a head coach. I don't feel quite as good as you do.
You had a lot of fans walking around here. That's Woods, right side, and he'll pick up 6 yards on the play. But you know, it used to be known as the old Copper Bowl. In fact, Texas Tech played in the Copper Bowl, and for the last 10 years, Insight has been the title sponsor. This is the first of 3 bowl games here in the Phoenix area. Of course, on New Year's Day, they'll have the Fiesta Bowl and then the BCS National Championship coming up on January 8th. Harrell again. It's Woods spinning his way, and he's not going to get enough for the first down as Dominic Jones is able to drive him out of bounds.
They're sure not an explosive offensive football team tonight. I don't know if it's mental or just physical, or it's just not their night, but they're not the same. You look at these last 6 possessions: downs, interception, fumble, punt, touchdown, halftime. And then Minnesota comes out and eats up 7 minutes or so of the third quarter and puts 3 points on the board.
And the clock continues to tick. 3rd and 1. Harrell with some play action and plenty of time. Pump fake deep. He's got a man. Touchdown, Filani.
They had him double covered too. They rolled the coverage that side and had him. The safety has to make that play. But a beautiful throw, great patience by Harrell to allow that to develop. Good pass protection. You'll see the quarterback gets an awful lot of time. He's waiting for it to happen. He pumps it, freezes the safety, and the safety just doesn't get back there to make the play. See, there's the corner, Dominic Jones. Now here's the safety right there. That's Cooley, number 26. He should be deeper than that man and turn back looking toward the receiver.
The extra point is through and good. So now it's 38-14. Joel Filani, the native of Phoenix, Arizona, with a touchdown reception. We're back to you. 18th annual Insight Bowl presented in high definition on NFL Network.
And with that catch, he set an all-time school record for yards by a wide receiver, I understand, right? He needed 124 coming in. I think he has 130 right now. Job well done by that young man, because they've had some good receivers come through that school.
Yeah, and closing out his career, he thought it was going to be a storybook ending. It still can be, but they have a lot of work. As Too Good gets a foot into it, boy, he did. And Dominic Jones will bring it out. Jones splitting the 15, spinning.
He is
still on his feet, and finally.
He is the leader of that defensive football team.
Finally brought down at the 22-yard line. That's where Brian Cooper will go to work when we return. 38-14, Minnesota.
NCAA.
Who's in? Who's out? Spend New Year's Eve watching the best highlight show on television, NFL Game Day, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, only on NFL Network. So 1st and 10 from the 22. They'll pitch it. This is Penix, left side. He's got a nice lane, and he gets ahead for 6, perhaps 7 yards on the play. Filani, that pump fake is the key there, huh, Coach?
Well, right here, you'll see they're giving him the impression that they're going to double him. but they don't. They go single coverage here, single here, single here. This guy blocks, so he goes deep free. They're playing quarters coverage, and quarterback had patience enough to watch. See, the safety bit to the inside receiver, and there he gets in behind him. It wasn't double coverage. They gave him the impression it was going to be double, but the quarterback, Harrell, had patience to read it and the time to read it. Good execution.
And with that touchdown, Fulani does a number of things. They go back to the ground game, the Gophers do, and Penix is going to be shy of the first down by about 2 yards, but 8 years now that the Golden Gophers have been able to pass for and rush for 2,000 yards or more each of the past 8 seasons. How impressive is that, Coach?
That, you say, is balance. Now, Texas Tech defines balance as distributing the ball to all the receivers equally. That's their balance. Minnesota, differently.
They pride themselves with their offensive line play.
Looks like they're coming in.
Quick drop, quick pass. Wheelwright hauls it in for the first down, but we do have a flag. No, it's a first down.
Texas Tech got up in a man-to-man defense, and they came with pressure, bringing 7 or 8 people, I'm not sure, but they ended up with single coverage on the outside. He read it perfectly and just got it out there for the first down.
So a first down as they move the chains up to the 35-yard line. 38-14. Texas Tech has not been able to stop this Golden Gophers offense. Play action for Cupido. Pump fake, avoids the rush, and throws it away.
Again, that was a great job by Keontae Dawson coming around there. He actually had the quarterback, but Cupido ducked under it. You'll see him come off the top right-hand side of your screen. He comes around. Here he'll flash. He has real good acceleration. Wham! Just about gets him right there. For some reason, it looked like he pulled off it.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah. Perhaps he was worried about a face mask.
I don't know, but it looked like he had a good shot at it. This guy's a good player.
Keontae Dawson, a senior from Shreveport, Louisiana. Second down and 10. 3-step drop for Cupido out.
They missed the audible.
Yeah, it seemed like there was some miscommunication.
Yeah,
he was looking for Logan Payne.
Yeah, he audibled, but Logan didn't get the audible. And Glenn says, come on, what's wrong, guys? We've been communicating all week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Why not tonight?
Well, now it'll bring up a third down and 10 for Minnesota. Third and long.
They haven't had many of those third and longs. They haven't been forced to convert a third and long tonight, have
they? No. 3 receivers split out for Cupido on a third down and 10. Pressure hits him, pressure, and down he goes.
That is Deke Bake, 51. Did a great job. I watched him on tape, and he's one of those real high motor guys. He'll be right in the middle of the screen as you come back and take a look at this. Here he is, right to the right of the center. He's coming up. They double. It was to the left of the center. Excuse me. They flopped their defensive tackles, and he beat Tyson Swigert there, number 56, the left guard, for the sack. Good job.
So now Justin Kusek on to punt it away for the Golden Gophers. Danny Amendola back to receive the punt. Takes it at his own
good job
39-yard line and brought down immediately by Eric Decker. Breaking the action. Minnesota in total control. 38-14, but here come the Red Raiders. And welcome back, 38-14. Look at Justin Kusek over there. He's been sitting on the sideline. I'm surprised he didn't get cold over there, Coach.
This is the first punt of the game, and we thought we'd show the Minnesota fans this just to make them realize they still do have punt formation in their offense or defense.
Unbelievable. Coming with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third, and pretty good coverage to boot, huh?
Yeah, to boot.
Harrell out of the shotgun, stepping up and knocked his. Appears like somebody hit his arm.
Came around behind him.
Yeah, I think it was Steve Davis. Yeah, he got a hand on him.
Yeah, well, he's been effective all year. He had 4.5 sacks coming into this ball game. He's a high motor type guy. He'll be at the top left-hand side of your screen. he keeps sliding up. See, he was being held, but he doesn't stop. You know, if a quarterback's going to hold the ball and the rusher will keep coming, you got a chance. Look at those little M's on his cheeks there. His mama liked that.
Yeah, Steve Davis out of St. Louis. His cousin is actually Lawrence Maroney.
Really?
2nd and 10. They go back Woods. He has a crease, and he'll pick up 6 yards as the clock continues to tick down. Deion Hightower able to make the tackle. Coach, how important is it for this Texas Tech team to score quickly? We know they have the ability to do it.
I tell you this, I think a Pop Warner coach can tell you how important that one is. When you're down by 24, you better get some points on the board as quickly as you possibly can. Fortunately for this offense, it's designed to do that. They just haven't done it tonight.
They lead the nation in quick scores. Again, a quick pass. This time complete to L.A. Reid. And he works his way into Golden Gophers territory.
He's a tough guy. You know, I watched him on special teams. He's their gunner on spread punt, and he's great on kickoff coverage. He'll make a living someday, maybe in the NFL, just doing that. He is spectacular at doing that.
They really are excited about him. He'll get a lot more opportunity next year with the graduation of Joel Falani and Robert Johnson.
And there was a player pretty good, the leading receiver was Hicks. Wasn't eligible to play in this football game, but he was not a leading receiver, but a very good receiver for them.
Again, they go to the ground game. It's Woods close to more first down yardage. A fumble at the end of the play, but they say he is down. You know, a lot of coaches probably watching this one. The staffs from all 32 NFL teams will be on hand to evaluate the nation's top college football players at the 2007 Scouting Combine. Watch NFL Network's exclusive coverage of this intense 4-day job interview coming this February, only on NFL Network.
The first Mobile game and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm talking about early 70s. I met Bill Walsh in Cincinnati, met with him, and we flew from Cincinnati down to Mobile to watch the Senior Bowl practices and all that, and it rained the whole week.
And down there, you oftentimes will interview guys for your coaching staff and what have you?
Or you're looking for a job yourself.
Well, you were never looking for a job.
Yeah, I was lucky.
Looks like they're about a half-yard
Close
shy.
a couple times.
No. You have been looking for a job in a long time. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Raider.
And so it's 2nd down and 1. But I'd imagine for the rest of this game, it's 4-down territory anyway for Mike Leach.
Well, they haven't run all year more than 23 times in one game. And they're in a position now they can't increase that number in any way.
But they continue to run on this drive, which is costing them.
He's up underneath center as a quarterback, too, rather than a shotgun quarterback.
And back to the ground.
Great job.
Woods will get the first down. He bangs his way ahead to the 20-yard line.
Great job by the lead back, David Schaefer, number 29, the fullback. He really did a nice job. The left guard, Vasquez, in the center, but Brandon Jones did a nice job, too. But the fullback, Schaefer, did a real nice job of leading through. Now watch this young man go through and lead. Did a wham! That is a real nice nose-to-nose football fullback block.
David Schaefer out of Cisco, Texas. Harrell to the end zone. Got a man. Overthrew him. Robert Johnson was wide open.
His junior year, he'll make that one. He's a sophomore. You'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Boy, look at him. Right down the hole. All he had to do was take a little off of that, and he has a big 6-pointer. Right off the edge. Johnson's a good football player.
He's one of the graduating seniors.
Yes.
Along with Joel Falani. Harrell again out of the shotgun on 2nd and 10. It's Woods again, this time running it right, trying to get outside.
Good speed.
He's got the speed flag down on the play as he picks up the first down.
I think they got a holding there. They got a holding. When you can run parallel that long and still turn a corner, you have good speed.
He's got terrific speed. averaged 6.1 yards per rush during the regular season.
Well, every play for him is like a draw play. Really. And draw plays normally through a season will average much more than a normal type running play. And within this scheme, it's normally a draw type run.
He's going to come back after the holding play.
He's a good receiver, too.
15 seconds remaining in the third quarter. 38-14. Golden Gophers trying to close out the season with 4 wins in a row. And what a job they have done without their tight end. Their All-American, Matt Spaeth. His backup has come in and, he's just caught 7 passes for 134 yards. Here's Harrell with some time. Looking at the corner, it's Amendola, but he can't hold on.
Nice touch on that ball. Beautiful throw by Graham Harrell. Look at it. He is upset. This guy's going to be something special, I think, somewhere down the road. See the nice touch he puts that ball right over the outside shoulder, just where it has to be. The receiver actually, I would prefer the receiver to catch it over the outside rather than turn and catch it the inside, because your defender's on the inside. Right. Keep the defender inside, you turn and catch the ball over your outside.
Amendola couldn't hold on to it. Danny Amendola, the junior out of the Woodlands, Texas. 3rd and 12 for Harrell.
They're coming after him there with 4 men. They'll change up. Not a catch, I don't think.
We got a flag down on the play as Harrell one-hops it in, looking for Todd Walker.
I think it's offsides on the defense. I'm not too sure, but it looked like it. No, illegal procedure. Movement.
So Mike Leach and his team, they cannot catch a break. We came into this game talking about this high-powered air raid attack.
Illegal formation. Not enough men on the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined.
Sure. Get 4th down.
And with 3 seconds remaining in the third quarter, it'll be 4th down for the Red Raiders. And of course, they will go for it, being down by 24 points. We came into this game talking about how is Minnesota going to stop this high-octane offense.
They had a defined plan and really a simple plan. They were going to cover and make him hold the ball and get the pressure by forcing him to hold the ball.
And here they do it once again, and that time it's complete. That's Walker who makes the grab. It looks like it's enough for the 1st down, and it is.
That was a deep comeback. Took a lot of time.
And that is how the third quarter will conclude. Walker, Todd Walker with a big grab. The Red Raiders
all year. They've done a pretty darn good job. They've moved the ball. They've averaged 368 yards a game. They've averaged 27.9 points a game. So they've done a pretty good job offensively. But the whole package together is what they've done tonight. Defense, offense, taking the ball away.
So Harrell will march up to the line of scrimmage. First he was in shotgun formation. Play action, going to the end zone. Touchdown, Robert Johnson. And it's getting a little tighter, Coach.
Little play action to freeze the linebacker inside. You'll see the fake to the fullback or the running back right, then throw it right in line with the fake. They pull the defender forward, then throw in behind him. Good scheme, good plan. Now, if it's man-to-man coverage, it's a little tougher to do that. But against the zone coverage, you can get that done.
And they do get it done, so now it's the extra point for Alex Trolika. Between the uprights as he sneaks it in right inside that left upright to make it 21. So they cut the lead down to 17. Robert Johnson from Graham Harrell. Back in a moment. And welcome back to the Insight Bowl. Coach, what happened on that play?
Well, they lined up in four wide receivers, spread across, 4 wide receivers across the board, ended up man-to-man putting a safety, and they didn't play zone as they originally thought. They played man. The play action froze the linebacker inside, and the wide receiver was a mismatch for a safety on him one-on-one situation, and he beat Dominic Barber for the touchdown on the slant pattern.
So that touchdown cuts the lead to 17. At one point it was 38-7, so Texas Tech certainly has the momentum going in their direction. This is Dominic Jones again. He will bring it out of his own end zone. He's got a crease crossing the 25-yard line before he is brought down. As you know, this is the second of 3 football games in 3 days on NFL Network. On Saturday night, it's the New York Giants and the Washington Redskins.
Be a good ball game.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic game, and our coverage begins at 5 Eastern time with Total Access on location. Rich Eisen, Deion Sanders, Marshall Faulk, Steve Mariucci. 3 hours getting you ready for the kickoff.
I hope they can handle that without my help, you know.
I know they are. Brian Gumbel.
I folded the first game, you know. I only went the first half.
You hung in there, Coach. You gave it a valiant effort. Motion man for the Gophers. They stay on the ground. It's Penix who's brought out of bounds. So it's what you would expect, Coach. The Gophers going to just continue to try to grind it out and run that clock down.
Yeah, but they will then, if they stay true to form, they will come up with a pass when you don't expect it and hit a nice chunk. That's what they've done in the second half.
17-point lead for Glenn Mason, and you start talking about the job that he has done in building this program up. Before he got there weren't a lot of bowl games that the Gophers were going to. Payne in motion for the Gophers. Cupido back to pass. Out in the flat, that's Penix. First down.
Nice tackle. Good fundamental tackle that time.
Joe Garcia
did a nice job.
He popped him.
He's the leading defensive back in terms of tackling. This guy, he bent his knees properly. Went in. Now you'll see it from the left side of your screen. He'll flash into it. Wham! You see that? Head up, tail down, feet apart. Went right through the tackle. Nice job by Joe Garcia.
Former Gatorade Player of the Year in New Mexico, from Clovis High School in New Mexico.
Yeah, he had 13 of those tackles like that against Texas A&M in their win. He can hit you.
He's a very, very physical football player. 3rd and 1, they go I formation. They give it to the up back fullback, and it's Valentine.
Second effort.
One of those weight room runs there.
Yeah, it's good, strong second effort. He doesn't get to carry the ball very often because he's basically a blocker or not in there at all because they go to a one-back attack. But here he's just going to offensive line comes off the ball as hard as they can come off. They get good push there by Brinkhouse, the offensive center, 77, and the left guard, Tyson Schweigert. And they got just enough, and then he ricochets off on just determination.
Justin Valentine, Jr. out of Columbus, Ohio, helps give the Golden Gophers a first down. And again, that familiar double tight end set and a fumble on the play, and Cupido hops on it quickly like a cat.
Isn't that Columbus, Ohio State? They get so many good football players, they all can't go there. They all can't go there, so they go other schools. Unfortunately, this guy chose the University of Minnesota, which is really one of the fine universities in the country. Normally, when you get a fumble like that, the center blames the quarterback and the quarterback blames the center, and the coach is mad at both of them.
Yeah, it just looks like...
that one, it looks to me, now I'm a quarterback coach, I'd say that was the center's fault.
I'm not surprised there, Coach. I'm not surprised.
Looks like they're going to come after him. Yeah, he's reading it. Oh,
he calls a timeout.
He didn't like what he saw. It looked like they were lining up to run a blitz. He didn't like what he had called, and he got out of it.
So the Gophers will call their first timeout. The second half, we'll take a break. 38-21, Minnesota on top.
The final.
Arizona 18th annual Insight Bowl. Darren Horton along with Dick Vermeil and Alex Flanagan. 38-21 our score as the Golden Gophers out of the Big Ten Conference with a dominating performance early on. At one point led 38-7, but the Texas Tech Red Raiders coming back with 14 unanswered. Cupido again to the air. And no flag down, Coach.
That looked like pass interference. Maybe it wasn't.
Antonio Huffman in on the coverage. Coach, why wasn't this called?
Because it wasn't. If it's not called, it's not. I learned that a long time ago. He's one-on-one right there, but that's pass interference all the way. You know, that's not legal in this game.
What did they say? You got away with one?
Too obvious. That should not be missed.
Well, they missed that one, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for Cupido. Looking deep down the sideline. What a catch! Beautiful catch by Eric Decker.
Holy mackerel. These guys, it's amazing. That was a beautiful, beautiful play.
You talk about accuracy.
Yeah, but the receiver really helped the quarterback on that one. They were working together that time. There's a redshirt freshman doing a beautiful job. His one-on-one press coverage. He gets the time to throw it. He lays it up over the outside shoulder to the right side of your screen. Here it is. Boop! Look at belly out. Beautiful, beautiful play. You don't see any better than that in the NFL.
He is a great athlete out of Cold Springs, Montana. Back to the ground now.
See, if they don't stop him here, boy, it's going to be really tough coming back. And the offensive line looks like right now they're getting a little stronger. And maybe all that possession time early at first quarter when they were banging on them and doing all those things and eating up the clock, wearing down that defense is showing now.
Softening them up. Penix with 172 yards on the ground on 27 carries and a touchdown.
His best game was 173 versus Purdue. So if he goes in one more carry, he's going to have his best game of his career.
2nd and 4.
Unbalanced line to the right.
They pitch. Penix.
Broken play.
Yeah,
great job.
All over it.
Yeah, they broke
it. Tillman.
Yeah. They had a mental mistake on that play, believe it. They turned the defender loose. They were an unbalanced line, more people to the right. And you'll see this from out here. They have a wing over here like that, but they don't block this defender. I don't know if someone lined up wrong or if some offensive lineman was supposed to pull, but nobody blocked Tillman, number 56.
You know, Tillman's father was an All-American at Texas Tech. He's watching this game.
Yeah, he played 7 years for the Dolphins as well.
Yeah, he's a pretty good football player. Tillman's hoping to get a 6th year of eligibility. 3rd and 7 for the Golden Gophers. Cupido tries to dump it off. He was feeling some pressure as the white jerseys got in beyond the line of scrimmage.
I think they're trying to sneak somebody out of the backfield on that, and they snatched him. They grabbed him and didn't let him get out. I'm not too sure. But they did get some pressure on him, and they ran a cross stunt up in the inside, and there comes Steve. Yeah, that was Davis, I think, 92.
No, Nitchman.
Nitchman, okay, that's a Seth Nitchman.
4th down and 7, 17-point lead, and the Golden Gophers are going for it. And just so you know,
this has been their profile all year.
Yeah, they've got some issues in the kicking game, so and we saw what they did on 3rd and 10. They had that 26-yard pass play to Decker and a timeout called by Texas Tech. They want to make sure they have the right formation in there. Should take a look at Glenn Mason, his team on top of Mike Leach's team, 38-21 in the 18th annual Insight Bowl. And welcome back. Take a look at the Christmas tree in downtown Tempe. 38-21 here at the Insight Bowl. Minnesota got up early and they put the pedal to the metal, if you will.
And Texas stayed in bed for a while there. They're coming back now.
You talk about success on 4th down. How about what they've done tonight? 2 for 2.
They've got press man coverage. They're liable to go deep. He's checking. He recognizes it.
Cupido, 3-step drop, pump fake, and down he goes. It's Daniel Charbonnet who comes up with the sack.
He comes off the top, number 10. Here he is up at the top of your screen, coming off. They didn't account for the safety coming. I think Pinnock saw him, but saw him late. And Charbonnet, that sounds like a Cabernet or a Chardonnay or a combination of both.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, this fine wine.
That was a nice play.
A fine play.
You bet. Takes time to do a good wine.
Coach, I'm not surprised at your depth when it comes to breaking down wine as well as football.
Give him time.
Harrell
Nice
out
throw.
the flat.
Nice throw. He is impressive to me. There's no effort for him to throw a difficult pass. No strain, no overemphasis of body motion. He just flips it with his arm. Look how easy he makes this look. See how no forcing the throw. Nice rhythm. Good catch out there by Todd Walker, throwing just a zone break out pattern.
And as you mentioned, Coach, they're only bringing 3, so he's got plenty of time.
They brought 5 this time, so he's going to have some trouble. And he wanted to run a screen. He had no one to go to because they had the screen man picked up man-to-man. Good change of pace that time by David Lockwood, the outside linebacker and defensive coordinator who calls the signals. Just caught him off balance a little bit. You'll see here, there's going to be more people coming now. As you look there, normally it's been 3. Now here comes 4. Here comes the 5th. See, now they're coming with 6 people downfield and rushing 5.
Bring up 2nd and 10 for Mike Leach's team. Trailing by 17, hoping to strike quickly.
They're bringing 5 again.
Harrell across the center. He's got a man. And it's Eric Morris who hauls it in. Don't forget, following us here on NFL Network, NFL Total Access. Fran Charles, Jamie Dukes.
Good job of picking that up. Again,
and Rod Woodson will break everything down.
They brought 5 people that time. Barron and covered with 6. They used the same defensive scheme twice in a row. And looks like they're coming with something different here. They're rushing 4 this time.
But again, not getting to Harrell, and he misses his man.
Yeah.
He was looking for Filani, Joel Filani, the captain out of Paradise Valley High School right here in Phoenix.
Yeah, well, he slips, I think, on this moist grass down there. He turns back to the inside. He tries to stop, and you can see him slip. But the ball was thrown behind him.
So 2nd and 10. Clock stops on the incompletion. You look at the numbers of Harrell tonight, 23 of 38, 295, a couple of touchdowns and the pick. Play action, Harrell again, across the middle. Johnson complete inside the 15 for another first down for the Red Raiders.
This time they keep 2 backs in the backfield, only have the 3 receivers spread out, and they fake a draw to the inside initially, freeze people, then they go down in the seam with it. Nice sharp throw and a very good call by Mike Leach.
Clock stops, and now as it's set, begins to roll. Harrell with time. Again, it's Johnson spinning, still on his feet, reaches across. Is that a touchdown?
It looked like it, unless they say his knee hit. It looked like to me from here, but I am so far away, I'm testing my glasses, believe me. Get after him, Mike.
We're going to have to get you some binoculars up here, Coach. Robert Johnson has had a terrific night. 6 receptions.
Touchdown.
And it is a touchdown. So Graham Harrell takes it in.
We got a football game. Don't count these kids out.
We told you about their quick strike ability. And now they've got it within 11. 7 plays, 63 yards in 1:31, Coach.
It's about their average for many of the games they played.
Trelika on for the extra point. Through the uprights, and we got a 10-point ball game, Coach. The sophomore from Ennis, Texas, goes across from a yard out, and they're within 10. And welcome back. Take a look at Graham Harrell, who scored the latest touchdown, and look at the scoring by quarter, Coach.
They're coming on. They're coming on. And that third quarter field goal opening drive by Minnesota right now looms a very, very big series.
It was just a 20-yard field goal by Joel Monroe, but right now it has the Gophers up by 10 as opposed to 7. Plenty of time left, 7:49 on the clock here in Tempe, Arizona. 18th annual Insight Bowl. Well, we got the offense that we thought we were going to get.
I think I'd go back to that pure 3-man rush. Cover with 8. Fake the reverse on the kickoff return.
They do fake it, and it's Jones who has it, and he's got plenty of yards as he crosses the 30, just shy of the 35.
This kid is an electric little guy. He's 5'8", 190 pounds, and he can motor.
You know, you talk about the second half of Texas Tech, Coach. They poured on the pressure.
They really have. Touchdown passes.
Joel Fulani caught that one.
Quarterback sneak.
And then it was Robert Johnson. And then Graham Harrell going in from a yard out.
Once they get their motor running, they're hard to stop.
The last 3 possessions have resulted in touchdowns. And the Gophers will go to the ground, and Penix will get 5, perhaps 6, pending on the spot.
Very good running after initial contact. These yards are critical right now. That time, Chris Hudler, number 93, tackled him about 1 yard gain, and he ran out of the tackle for more yards. And when you're trying to maintain possession here and ball control and eat up the clock and hold your lead, those kinds of runs are big runs. Big runs.
There's the yak yardage that you've been tracking.
Yeah.
Bunch on the right. 2nd and 3. They go Penix, and he's stopped. Number 96, Deontay Dawson, the senior from Shreveport.
He's the captain of that defensive football team, co-captain with Bruce Stratton, and he's a fine player. You watch him play. He may be a little bit undersized for the NFL as a defensive end, but he might end up as a stand-up linebacker. You'll see him crashing in there. He has great acceleration out of a 3-point stance. He can burst to the ball, and he plays the game very, very low.
A Hendricks Award candidate, 6'3", 254, playing in his final game for the Red Raiders. 3rd down and 4. Huge play for the Red Raiders. Cupido looking for wheel right, and he hauls it in, but no, they say he's out of bounds.
See, he got him in man coverage, press man. Now, sometimes when you have press man coverage or tight man coverage, a short out converts into a fade down the sideline. That could have happened right here. But you see, he's out of bounds. He's only have to get 1, but he definitely had the left foot out of bounds. Yeah, all the way.
He tried to drag the right foot, but wasn't able to do it. And they're not going to go for it here. The call here, you're going to boot it away.
They're starting to sweat on the other sideline right now. Having been in that situation a few times, you call it puckering.
Kusick puts a leg into it. Amendola avoids the first wave. Cuts it over the center of the field. Crossing the 40-yard line. And the Red Raiders clearly have the momentum. They're down by 10 with 5:34 to go. Amendola with a terrific return. Now we'll see what Graham Harrell can do with it here at the Insight Bowl. And welcome back. It was at one point 38-7, now 38-28, and Texas Tech has the ball back, and they are one of the quick strike offenses, one of the best in the nation. In fact, #1 in all the country in quick strike, 24 touchdown drives in under 2 minutes, and they've got 5:34 to go. Harrell will shuffle underneath. It's Woods with a big hole crossing the 50. He's got a first down as he's brought down at the 42-yard line.
That play was originally designed at the University of Utah with Jack Curtis.
Really?
Yeah. You'll see this. They're going to flip the ball underneath. He'll go like that, flip it to him. They'll pass it right there to get the end up the field. Here he goes. Now they flip it to him, and then upfield. It's a running play. If he drops it, it's not a pass.
This time it's Walker out the flat.
It's not a fumble.
He'll pick up 5 yards before he's crunched by Truman Banks. Under 5 minutes to go. Again, it was 38-7. And again, the no huddle. 2nd and 5.
Covering with 8.
Harrell with plenty of time. Near side, and it's caught by number 12, Eric Morris. And he's got another first down. And I believe he was able to get out of bounds.
Oh, yeah. Got to be careful of playing too loose. It looks like they're going to come with a multiple rush this time. Yeah, they're bringing 4 people rather.
It's Johnson again on that little comeback as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Incredible.
The ball will be thrown to the right side of your screen when he finds that little hole inside. See, there wasn't a 5th defender underneath there, or a 4th defender. There's only 3 under, and they found that hole. They rushed that man that was normally covering in that hole.
1st and goal to goal from the 10-yard line. Harrell hands it off. Woods still on his feet, powering his way inside the 5-yard line.
Great determination. That's excellent effort. And the Golden Gophers have got to rally. That defender needed some help. Just determination. This is Gus running. They can't get him on the ground. He needs some help. Where's those other Gophers? They're under the ground.
Yeah, Kevin Mannion got carried for about 5 yards on the play.
He needed some help.
And look at that clock. 52 yards in under 2 minutes. Talked about the quick strike ability of Graham Harrell in this Red Raiders air attack. Corner of the end zone, looking for Amendola. It was a little too long.
He saw the coverage. He audible to that pattern. He saw the man coverage up. They ran a crossing pattern, actually attempting to try to pick a defender, really, and lay it up there at the pylon in the back of the end zone. Boy, this guy is really, he sees the man coverage across here, so they try to get him out there and him in there and get the ball to the flag, and they couldn't get it done. See, right there, they tried to pick the defenders and couldn't get. That was not called in the huddle.
3rd down and goal, trailing by 10. Harrell out of the shotgun. Quick pass, knocked away at the last second, but we got a flag. Dominic Jones appeared to have knocked it away, but there is a flag on the play.
There was contact early, it looked like, from here. God, I'll tell you, I'm impressed with Graham Harrell. Here he is, a sophomore, 1st-year starter in a bowl game, his rookie year, so to speak, and bringing him back and putting him in a position to win the football game after being down like they were at halftime. A lot of poise.
It's going to be pass interference.
Defense number 2. The ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
So it's against the sophomore from Columbus, Ohio.
See, Joe Filani out there is 6'3". Dominic Jones is 5'8".
They hand it off underneath.
Got him on the ground there.
And Woods is not going to be able to reach the end zone. But again, it's a first down, but time now is becoming a factor, Coach.
That was a big play. Yeah, because, see, they don't get in the end zone. The clock is running. They're eating up clock time. Shorten the game. Now we're down to 3 minutes and 7 seconds.
Quick snap.
I don't know if he got in.
Harrell tries to go across.
I don't think he got in then.
No signal as of yet.
And the clock is running.
That was Sherrills who was able to prevent him from going in. So it brings up a 3rd and 1, Coach. You're down by 10, Coach. Is a field goal an option here? Do you think about that at all?
Well, you could, because you're 2 scores out of it. You get the first one with 3 points and come back and get the 7. But I don't know with 2:45 you can afford to do that.
Again, they hand off underneath. This time it's a touchdown by Woods. Shannon Woods, the sophomore from McKinney, Texas, goes into the end zone, and we've got ourselves a 4-point game.
Going to one because Alex, their PA ticker is an NCAA record holder of now what, 166 in a row?
Exactly.
Consecutive PATs? Is that
the
right?
longest streak in the history of the NCAAs, and he puts it right through to extend that. So it's
166.
So we have a 3-point game. At one point, it was 38-7.
Right.
Unbelievable. That happened with 7:47 remaining in the third quarter. It was 38-7. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh boy, you look at Glenn Mason. Coach, you've been in this position before when you've had a big lead, and as you said, what did you say?
I'll tell you this, when you feel it fading, when you feel that momentum fading and you're on the sideline, boy, there is nothing you can do to change it. Somebody on the field has to change it, and boy, it is tough.
How about the last 6 possessions for the Texas Tech Red Raiders?
This is the game tapes I looked at. That's what I was seeing coming into this ballgame. They just didn't start very early because Minnesota played so extremely well, on both sides of the ball.
Let's check in with Alex Flanagan.
Hey, Darren, you guys talk about the momentum. Clearly, Texas Tech has had the momentum all of the fourth quarter, but it really sparked when Danny Amendola returned the punt. The sideline over here on Texas Tech just went crazy. I want to remind you guys, I know that you know that this team can score quickly, but in the fourth quarter, they have outscored their opponents. They have scored 157 points now in the fourth quarter so far this year. That's to their opponent's 69 points. Texas Tech, 3 behind, Darren. Can they get it done?
Well, we certainly will be here to watch and find out. I mean, this is a thriller, Coach.
Even this high up, I can feel the excitement down there.
So now they all gather on the right side.
They're not going to take it. They're not going to take a chance on the defense getting the ball back. They're going to take a chance on getting the ball back themselves with the onside kick.
That's right. Minnesota calls a timeout because they want to make sure they got their hands people in there. You see Mike Leach. You talk about the tale of 2 halves, Coach.
This guy's a good football coach. You know what? Wasn't a nice thing that he said about Glenn Mason? He said, Glenn Mason, we all our young coaches have learned from this guy because he's taken over 3 losing programs that weren't successful and turned them into bowl teams and successful football teams. And he says, we all learn from those kind of coaches.
And Mike Leach is one of the hottest coaching candidates year in and year out. The University of Miami.
They're paying him some money.
Oh, yeah. The University of Miami was very interested. There's been lots of rumors that Alabama could be interested, but he's very happy at Lubbock.
Making the money he's making, he ought to grin from ear to ear. What, $2 million a year? Oh. You know what I was making at UCLA? What? $27,500.
Are you serious? Could you afford to live?
Barely. I know this, I couldn't live in Westwood. Times have changed.
I think
have changed.
Didn't Carol say weren't you guys living in Woodland Hills?
Woodland Hills, yeah, year to year. Yeah, what a great experience that was working at UCLA. Just a great, great institution. Great people there. Still are.
You talk about UCLA, they suffered a heartbreaker in their bowl game against Florida State.
I know they did.
Bobby Bowden could still do some coaching, huh?
Yeah, you know, speaking of Pac-10 area, you know, John Robinson sitting down here in the booth next to us broadcasting the game on radio. That was a hell of a football game.
Oh, yeah. One of the all-time greats.
And a great person. I first met him when he was coaching at University of Oregon. I was a high school coach.
It's high enough. It's still loose, and it goes out of bounds. What a terrific job by Too Good.
Yeah, he did it too good. He got too much into it. It got batted in the air. Woo. Now you got to line up and just put your ears back and come after him. See if you can knock the ball loose. Wow.
So Minnesota has the ball now, just under 2.5 to go. They'll spot it right at midfield on the inside bowl insignia. Texas Tech has 2 timeouts remaining. Ground game for Penix.
Every inch counts right now. They've got to get up there and get everybody, defy him to throw the football, penetrate with that defensive lineman, run the linebackers through, knock them for a loose, maybe knock the ball loose. That's what they've got to try to do.
So a timeout called by Texas Tech to stop the clock at 2:04. Break in the action. We'll take one as well. 3-point lead for Minnesota.
NFL Total Access covers the league with 32 team cams.
Like Rams cam, or Steelers cam, Colts cam.
And welcome back, 38-35. Cupido back to the ground. The white jerseys are there to stop him, and they'll call a quick timeout.
See, they dominated the line of scrimmage that time. The defensive linemen are really coming off the ball, knocking them back.
And that is the final timeout for Texas Tech. And as you look at where the momentum began to switch, take a look at the Pontiac game-changing performance, and it's this guy, Joel Falani, in the third quarter, caught a touchdown pass, a 43-yard touchdown pass, which at the time you're saying it's not really that big of a deal, but it turns out that got everything rolling, Coach.
Yes, it did. It started the change of momentum, and from there on, then the punt return later on, it just builds and builds and builds, and when you're on the other side of that, like I said earlier, there's not much you can do. Just hope someone on the field can go out and make a play that gets it turned around.
So 3rd and 7, Coach, and now no more timeouts for Texas Tech. 1:59 remaining. The Golden Gophers out of the Big Ten Conference. We told you about the momentum that they brought into this game. They had won 3 in a row to become bowl eligible. They're without their All-American, and this backup tight end, Jack Simmons, comes in and plays lights out.
He might be a little more flexible downfield receiver than the great big 275-pound tight end, Spade.
Yeah, one of the things about Spade is he's a terrific blocker. The guy that you'll see on Sundays in the NFL next year. 3rd down and 8 for Cupido. Play action. They get him, they rush him, and they sack him. What a play by Paul Williams.
They were trying to naked out the backside, and he just didn't get away with it. You'll see that they brought the pressure off the corner to the short side of the formation. They're bringing the pressure right here, knowing the block. The quarterback's going to try to come out and get outside it. Couldn't do it. They were bringing too many people at the house, and that's Mario Reese, the only senior in the 2 deep on Minnesota's defense, making the play. Big play.
Wow. So the Red Raiders are going to get the ball back. And we told you about the high-octane offense and the quick strike ability. And we've got a timeout by the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and that's their final timeout, so no more timeouts remaining. And Glenn Mason's team clinging to this 3-point lead. Can't wait to see America's game tonight. The 1971 Dallas Cowboys. Been watching the promos. I know you have a great deal of admiration for Tom Landry.
No question. Probably the most consistently tough football coach I ever coached against. Week in and week out when we played his football team. I coached against him 7 years, so that's 14 games. Then I coached him in the NFC Championship football game. I'll tell you, it took 4 years to beat him once. Okay, 4 years was the first time. But anyway, getting back to our ball game right here, Minnesota took a chance on running a naked bootleg coming out there. And fortunately, Tech for them had a guy coming, a linebacker coming off the corner, and got him for negative yards. Here's a 4th down situation they're not going for.
All right, you take a look at Danny Amendola. Kusek on, booted away. It's a good one. Amendola drifting to his right, takes it, avoids a tackler, and so he gets up to the 12-yard line, and they have 1:06 to go to get into field goal range and tie up this game.
Now, if there's ever been a team in college football prepared to move the ball efficiently in this situation. It's the one we're going to watch snap the ball right now. These guys are pretty good in this environment.
So Harrell will go to work from his own 12, trailing by 3. And a flag on the play as one of the Red Raiders.
Yeah. Cross to the snap. False start. They're not offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Skip first down.
So what was going to be a long, already very long drive now becomes a little bit longer. They're marching back to the 6-yard line. Harrell out of his own end zone, pumping with time. He's got a man. It's Falani who avoids it much. Johnson, Robert Johnson, who makes the grab.
He is strong, this guy. He is strong. Now he's 6'1", 218 pounds, and he really carries it well. And a great job of catching the turn-in pattern and then getting out of bounds with it. See, he wheels. They don't get him down on the ground right there. That was Mario Reese, 48, the only senior in the defense, and he gets the first down.
Gets out of bounds, stops the clock at 44. Harrell going the other side of the field. Beautiful pass.
What touch. He laid that over the defender about as well as you can do it.
And Edward Britton out of bounds as they move the chains up to the 41-yard line.
Now the pressure now is on the defensive coordinator. Do I change up and do I put pressure on him? If I put pressure on him, I have to go to some man coverage. It looks like they're going to play with a real loose zone. They're blocking it. He ran a middle screen that time.
Falani gets up to the 50-yard line as the clock stops. Now remember, they're going to start the clock once they place the ball.
The field goal kicker's career long is 49 yards. He's 14 for 20 this year coming into this ball game, and he's only 1 for 3 outside of 40 yards. So they're going to get it in there as close as they can. He's 6 for 8 between 30 and 39 yards.
We already told you about his record that he set for PATs, but
this is a long PAT.
Yeah. He would have to get to the 32-yard line to make it a 49-yarder, and they're going to be about a half-yard shy. And I imagine checking this is actually helping the Red Raiders because now they can pounce on that ball once the spot goes down. 29 seconds remaining. Minnesota was up 38-7, and now with 29 seconds to go, Texas Tech is within 3. Graham Harrell out of the shotgun. Quick snap, plenty of time. Fires near side, incomplete. Looking for Joel Falani.
That was
21 seconds remaining.
That was a hook in curl back toward the sideline, and he just threw it a little too low into the outside.
You look at that red line, and that shows you where the Red Raiders would need to get to match Alex Trolika's career long of 49. Again, out of the shotgun. Under 20 seconds to go. Joel Falani makes the catch out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. 17 seconds
at the 44
on the clock.
1st and 10.
You've got to be thinking now maybe from a defensive standpoint of changing up your coverage a little bit. Maybe not blitz, but puts a little more pressure or roll up on the receivers so they can't catch those short ones.
Harrell with plenty of time.
Inbound.
And it's complete on the near side to Robert Johnson.
See, if you roll up on the receivers and disrupt their courses, that disrupts the pattern timing, and then the safeties pick them up behind them.
His 9th reception, Coach, for 97 yards. So 10 seconds on the clock, Coach. How many plays can you get in here?
It depends on who you are and what happens. If you catch the ball and run with it, maybe that could be the last play. So it's got to be either in the end zone or out of bounds. Catch it and get out of bounds in field goal range.
No more timeouts. The Red Raiders with a quick huddle as they want to check to see whether or not this is indeed a first down.
That buys them a timeout right there.
And they're huddling on the near side of the field. They're just shy of the first down.
It really doesn't matter. I don't think
exactly.
It doesn't make any bit of difference.
But as you mentioned, Coach, it's a lucky break because it gives them a chance to huddle up.
To decide what they're going to do. But more often than not, in this situation, a coach will have it back in his mind, if he's in this situation, it'll be part of the game plan, but this is what I'm going to do. You know, to think out everything before you play a ball game. But many times a guy will have this defined in his mind. That's what they get. That time gave him an opportunity to get over to regroup and for the coach to pass the message on, hey, let's get this done.
And Coach, again, the lineman right on top of the ball. As soon as the linemen get off, they can snap the ball, but the clock will begin.
The defensive backs are so far off those wide receivers that they don't roll up from that position. He throws a quick out pattern. He's in field goal range. Yeah, see, they rolled up on him.
Fires incomplete.
See, he wanted to throw the out to the outside wide receiver, and the corner rolled up on him, and he couldn't.
Now what do you do, Coach? You got 5 seconds.
I still think you try to make the first down throw out of bounds. You know, the yards you need for the shorter field goal.
Well, they're going to bring on Alex Tralica.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to take any chance here. He's going to set up at about the 42-yard line.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Yeah,
so it will be a 52-yard attempt to send this game into overtime. Tralica's career long is 49 yards. Snap is good. Kick is up. Good. It's on the way. Good! We're tied at 38!
Oh! What's that? Oh, Nelly!
Oh, my goodness!
Oh, my God. 5 seconds to go.
Alex Tralica.
That would have been good from another 6-7 yards back.
From 52 yards, a new career long to send this into overtime.
The other thing it sends it in with unbelievable momentum. If they win the toss, they mean Tech wins the toss. They will. Well, they'll elect to kick off probably. Will Tech elect to kick off? Being an offensive team that they are with the college rules.
And look at Glenn Mason's reaction. He can't believe it. Disgusted.
He's got great composure right there.
So we're headed to overtime here at Tempe in the 18th annual Insight Bowl. Texas Tech and Minnesota. What a thriller. Back with the overtime when we continue.
Miss Tails, you there.
And you see the Red Raiders have won the toss here in overtime. In case you're just joining us, Minnesota had a 38-7 lead, and Texas Tech has stormed back here in the second half and tie it on an Alex Tralica career-long 52-yard field goal.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm not going to say I told you so. What did I tell you?
You did tell me it wasn't over.
It wasn't over, and when you get that kind of a lead, you get feeling so comfortable. And when that comfortable feeling permeates the bench, I'll tell you, it is tough. Especially, and then it's magnified by an offensive team like this that gets going and rolling and coming back. Oh, boy, it's tough.
So Minnesota begins complete. And that's Logan Payne, who's up near first down yardage. The Golden Gophers get the ball first here in overtime.
See, the momentum right now is on the white jersey side of the line of scrimmage. With all the excitement, what they have done, and that normally carries over into an overtime.
Cupido, the senior, the all-time leading passer in the history of Minnesota. Penix on the ground. He has enough to get the first down.
Nice tackle. Really
By the way,
done.
Coach, if Texas Tech were to win this game, it would be the greatest comeback in the history of bowl games. The previous deficit was 30 points that Marshall came back against East Carolina back in 2001 at the GMAC Bowl. They trailed 38-8. Of course, it's 38-7 here at the Insight Bowl. Whoa! Penix bottled up.
Woo! Great play by defensive lineman Keith Dawson. He got underneath Jack Simmons, the tight end, who was trying to cut him off. And this guy can really play the game low.
He is a senior playing in his final game.
He's
for
exciting.
Texas Tech.
Here he is right there coming underneath. It's really tough for the tight end to cut him off like that. He's got to use better footwork to get to him that way.
And that is Jack Simmons, who can definitely catch the ball, but Spaeth a superior blocker. Cupido underneath looking for Simmons, and he couldn't hold on.
He threw that pretty hard. He really did.
And remember, Coach, the Golden Gophers, they do not exactly have what you would call a stellar kicker. Jason Giannini, who was their field goal kicker for much of the season, lost his job in the season finale versus Iowa. And Joel Monroe missed from 40 yards in his only field goal attempt in the regular season. We saw him hit one earlier, but that was from 20 yards.
You have defined a problem.
Cupido with some time, corner end zone, nearly picked off.
So now you make a decision. Do you go with Giannini or do you go with Monroe? Monroe has attempted one field goal and 4 PATs. He missed the one field goal. Giannini is 7 for 12. His long being 41 yards. But he is 5 for 5 inside 40 yards. And that's, you know.
They're going to go with Joel Monroe, the sophomore from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, who has already kicked a 20-yard field goal in this game. He missed from 40. This one is from 32. Kick is up, and it's between the uprights and good. So Minnesota, they put 3 on the board.
That's gutsy. Giannini was 16 for 18 inside 40 in his career, and to go with the guy that's only kicked one field goal, they know him a lot better than we do.
Now the Red Raiders get an opportunity.
If you ever play defense, now's the time to do it. Now here you're caught in a dilemma of what kind of coverage you want. What kind of coverage? You know, down here it's you start playing those loose zones there, at least you don't have to back up very much, and you're always moving forward. So your opportunities for intercepting playing zone coverages down here are a little bit higher.
Graham Harrell now. They send Filani in motion. Harrell a little too high. He was looking for Johnson, and he had him, Coach.
Yeah, and you notice when he does miss a guy, it's normally high, never in the turf, never low or outside. When he misses a guy, he throws it over the top of him.
What do you attribute that to?
I don't know, just his kind of throw. He has that nose up properly. They tried to get it right down the hole right there. And actually, Johnson wasn't going full speed right there. Maybe that threw him off. I think he read the zone and settled in the zone.
2nd and 10 for Harrell. We are in the first overtime. Texas Tech coming back from a 38-7 deficit. This is Joel Filani, the native of Phoenix, coming home, trying to close out his career. What a storybook ending this would be for him.
Oh, it would. See, they threw a little wide receiver screen. Quick pass to one receiver. The other 2 receivers go downfield and block the potential tacklers. They executed that pretty well. It's like a wide running play, really. It's usually, I bet it's a 90% efficient in terms of completion.
How about Filani? 10 catches, 156 yards in his career finale.
Finale for Filani.
Harrell out of the shotgun. Fakes the underneath stuff. Back to Filani. Works his way, pulls his way inside the 10-yard line.
Wow. And Davis. I'm just watching that Minnesota defense. Look at them move. They're just, you know, it's just not the same guys we saw in the first half.
Coach, again, it bears repeating, this would be the greatest bowl comeback in the history of the NCAA.
I think
a 31-point deficit that Texas Tech was able to erase.
He's audibling right now. Oh. Steve Davis.
Yeah, a little too anxious, and Steve Davis gets in there way early.
Defense, number 92, unabated to the quarterback. It's a 5-yard, half the distance to the goal.
If there was ever a time for a team to live up to his profile on the season, would be now. That means take the ball away. If they, they've been so good at taking the ball away all year and tonight as well. If they did it now, they'd win the football game.
It would be a huge play.
Huge play.
They led the nation in takeaways, the turnover margin, and we told you about the significance of this game. And if Texas Tech was able to win this game, again trailing 38-7, now they find themselves in overtime. Harrell hands it off underneath.
Good defense.
Woods. And he's
nice job by Sherrills.
Yeah, Sherrills
nice
the captain.
job. Yeah, did a nice job. Played that real inside out. Really nailed him real good. Defensive line didn't give any ground as well. And that allows the linebackers to scrape along the line of scrimmage and make those kind of plays. Sherrills here, number 56. 58 scraping off. Here he comes right into the play and peppers him. But Steve Davis had already done a good job at the point of attack.
Texas Tech has never led in this ball game. Harrells, again they hand up. Woods, touchdown!
Oh my God.
The Red Raiders have done it!
Woo. Unbelievable.
They erase a 31-point deficit and stage the largest comeback in the history of bowl games. Unbelievable.
And we were there. Absolutely unbelievable.
And Brandon Jones, their senior, had one of the key blocks, the center. And Glenn Mason cannot believe his eyes. We go downstairs to Alex Flanagan.
The game is not over. The play is under review. He scored.
Wow. There was some talk, Coach, that there may be a challenge on that play, but it doesn't appear to be anything controversial about it. Clearly, Woods got across. And these Golden Gopher fans are just stunned.
Oh.
Let's go back to Alex Flanagan with the jubilant head coach.
All right, Coach, down 31 points at one point in this game. Where do you think the momentum shift happened?
We just kept slugging away. We kept slugging away the second half and put ourselves in a position to win it.
You're emotional right now. Why?
Well, it's a hell of an effort by those guys. That was a great effort.
You were just joking with me that you said to me, "Hey, I bet you didn't think you were going to be talking to me
No,
at the
I
end of
didn't.
this
I
game."
don't think you thought you were. I thought we could win the thing. But I'll tell you what, the second half we squandered some chances there too. You know.
You really did think, though, you could win at the half.
Yes, I did.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Texas Tech, Darren, and Coach, their first win against a Big Ten team, and Texas Tech advances to 7-6.
Oh, Alex, thank you very much. It is, again, the greatest comeback in the history of bowl games. Mike Leach's team erases a 31-point deficit in the second half and win it in overtime. The key block delivered by Brandon Jones, their senior center, to get in Shannon Woods into the end zone.